And there we go. We are live now.
We're the most
Dun,
live we've
dun,
ever been,
dun.
Stuart. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome back, guys. How's it going? It is, of course, time for a finale,
Oh my God, Stuart.
a season finale
My
of
God.
Lord X Season 2.
The thrilling conclusion,
Yes, yes, indeed.
or more a punch in the gut.
Wow, wasn't a punch in the gut, really, at all.
Oh,
But, yeah, so welcome back, guys. It's time for our breakdown and review of this episode
yes.
of Lower Decks. Should be quite interesting.
Full
Um,
detailed breakdown. You obviously watched hopefully watched our full main review down below, and down below. Previously, earlier today, we had a spoiler free. So if you literally haven't watched it and you're joining us now, go back and watch that, and then go to our full edited review, and then this, which will be scene by scene. And as you guys know, there's so much in this episode that is full of little things. We're absolutely going to look at that. Yeah. But Stuart, I guess I should go share. So I'll see you in a minute. If you want to just make sure you talk to the audience with your wonderful face. I'll see you in a minute.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. Guys, super chats. Ozzy is super chatted here. Fleet Foss Swiftback super chatted. Actually, wait, hold on. Samuel, you're still there because my picture's not right. Oh, he's not even there. Damn it. We'll have to get that fixed in a second. But Ozzy is super chatted. Fleet Paws super chatted. Super chats are a great way to engage with the channel, help us out, show your support, and definitely let us know you love us. Let us know you want us to keep bringing you this content. And yeah. Oh, yes. Anyway, so if you can, please don't forget to engage in the conversation any way you can. Even sending a PayPal is welcome. The information for all that is in the description of each video. Send it trekyards@hotmail.com, and then let us know in the regular chat that you sent it so we can read your comment or question via the email for that. So you can do that as well. Also, there is a TeePublic store sale on right now, 35% off. All Trekyard shirts are 35% off. So if you're interested in a whatchamacallit, a Trekyards t-shirt or some Trekyards merch, by all means, please go and check that out. 34% off is a great deal, and that sale's on for a few days still. So if you want to check that out, that'd be awesome. Links are in the description for that as well. You can also help us out by making sure you're subscribed, clicking the notification bell icon to all, hitting like, all those simple, really easy things. But you can also help us on a monthly basis if you want to hit that join button besides subscribe. You can join at different monthly tiers, and that all helps us out. And actually, those monthly subscriptions are a big deal, especially on YouTube. It's great for the algorithm, it's great for the channel, and it just helps us out immensely. So if you can, please take a look and see what you want to do in that regard. So, but yeah, let's see. So you can go to Patreon/Trekyards. It's another monthly way. There's just lots of ways to help us out. Just look at the description down below. You can save yourself money on Eagle Moss ships and everything. And I'm sure we're going to be getting a few more Eagle Moss ships based specifically on this episode as well. So keep all that in mind. You can save yourself some money with the Trekyards code, Trekyards10. And
All right, it's been shared. Good stuff. You ready to talk this episode then, Stuart? You ready? You get?
Almost. Commander,
yeah.
You got the wrong picture for me. That's when I was like demoted for like half a minute to like captain a lower class ship.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Stuart. Oh, your avatar. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're... Okay, let me just work some... Okay, there we go. Is that better? Is that you for... Are you really there now, Stuart?
I'm on a delay, so I'm gonna wait and see. I don't know. It better be, because better ships, better uniforms. You know how it goes. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. Awesome. Yeah, that's perfect. You got me in the right gear.
Fantastic. So, look at us all looking smart and this is a funny little thumbnail because it's like there's so much going on. How do you summarize it? But I thought this was quite a nice like bits and bobs.
Yeah, great thumbnail.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you want to start? Do you want to start with the poll, Stuart? Maybe let's start with the intro poll and see. I'll read out some comments if you want to start a poll.
I'll start a poll here. What are we asking? What's the question?
You decide. You're the captain.
Oh, okay. Yep, there you go. Yeah.
Hey Raj. Hey Chuck. Hey Richie. Yes, absolutely. AR very much was. Yes, Devereaux, it was indeed. And Christopher says, it was a great episode. I enjoyed it, though it wasn't as great as other show season finales. It's not the best one. Mostly to do a few obvious plot holes, but it's Star Trek, so I can let them slide. Well, this is a, I don't know if you mean series finale or season, because there's this is plenty better than a lot of season finales in Trek. Plenty better.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to compare it to a series finale. So, and plot holes. I don't know. I don't know if I quite got any plot holes, so I'm intrigued. That'd be great to have a conversation. I think we're both quite positive about this episode, so we'll see. And
the poll is up. Just basically, what is this one of the best Star Trek episodes of New Trek? Yes or no? Simple. Maybe we can get 100% on this one. But we do have some super chats we should probably read.
We need to animately describe them and tell people.
We're very animated for this episode, in case you can't tell. We're very all over the place. And
we're so enthusiastic. We're so just jumping for joy. I mean, you've been watching us, sharing our love for the last 10 minutes. Just really so energy today.
We're moving all around. I can't even tell what's happening here. I think we should. I think the feed is frozen or something because I haven't moved in my little avatar box.
Oh wait, hold on, let me. Well, the fact I'm moving and I'm not moving on screen is a bit confusing.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh, Stuart, I put us on pause. Oh. I mean,
well,
okay,
it's fixed now, so.
Well, hold on, let me tap those LCARS buttons. Bleep, 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 bleep. Oh my god, oh my god, Stuart, that's embarrassing, isn't it?
I mean, probably. Hopefully, it wasn't a silly look on our face. A lot of times when you pause things, we look kind of silly and goofy, but hopefully we were fine. You guys will have to let us know. We don't know how we looked exactly, so. Anyway, we have some super chats to read, so I'd like to thank everybody that super chatted so far and all the future super chatters that will be super chatting, because you better super chat. Hit that like button as well, guys. Let's go for 100 likes right off the hop. We already hit our 50, so that's awesome.
And was that fun, guys? Did you enjoy that skit? Because I can, happily now reveal, yes, we've had animated us made, thanks to a wonderful Twitter friend I've made, which we'll pimp out at a separate time. But yes, we're in the process of getting those made. Very excited to be able to show us in Lower Decks form. I think she did a great job. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
You got to flip your camera again, though, because they're seeing it the wrong way again. Sorry, I got to point that out.
But I flip it every time, and it should be flipped.
I know. But everybody's saying it's much better. So are you guys liking the uniforms, or what's going on? Let us know.
I feel like I got a demotion somewhere down the line to be in this, but
no, you're undercover. It's fine. You're checking out to see if Freeman really was involved. So you got to look like you belong on one of the Cali class ships.
Yes.
But Ozzy Medeiros, $2. The guys are in their rubber duckies rooms. I wanted to see the rubber ducky room. I really did. I'm sure. Maybe someday.
Well, Mike will show all things. He is the man of all Trek.
Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. His blowhole is broken. Don't let him dry out. That was great.
Yeah.
Eugene throws in 3,000 rubles, which is amazing. Thank you very much, Eugene.
A big one, man. Okay. He always has wise words. What does he say?
Not always. Sometimes he says stupid
Most
things.
of the time he has wise words.
Most of the time he does. Yes.
Okay.
He says 10 out of 10. Yes, there are jokes, cameos, meta, but this episode got full-blown real Star Trek story. Dare I say Lower Decks pulled the Orville this time. Also, new plot cues introduced naturally, and cliffhanger is not some random BS, but well established during the season. Yes. This episode managed to feel more like Trek in 29 minutes than anything Discovery's done in sometimes more than an hour.
I mean, the only example is when they went to that planet, and it was the Red Angel story on the planet, and that was still not even as good as the story thing was as this. Yeah.
So yes, I do agree with you, Eugene.
And Jeff asks, is the different kind of uniform really a demotion? Serious question, because being a commander is still a commander, right? Well, yes and no, but if you think in the Navy, if you're the commander of one of the highest battleships in the fleet, and of a random
Or a rowboat.
or a little border crossing ship. It's like, yes, but there's still a hierarchy within a hierarchy, you know. So it's if you went to the same conference, you'd have to show respect, but at the same to each other at the same level. But you still know there's a standing and a hierarchy of ships and of assignment, because it's more approaching of assignment, I guess.
Yeah.
Prestige, etc.
And let's give Samuel a shout out. I think that uniform looks great. I think it looks really good. So.
Well, and not just that, but we got a custom com badge made by, oh God, I need to refine the name. Is my Etsy friend that Terrence, who created Terrence Lloyd for Famous Treasures. He's made a lot of my new com badges for the fan films I've been doing, both from TNG, Voyager, Picard, a custom unique one. And then, yes, absolutely. All of our pips, everything Pip and badge are wearing is that stuff. He's now selling these. I guess I inspired him or something. Based on my man said on a tweet that it is just the Voyager Delta, but without the side pieces. So I asked Terrence if he'd make that, but not in that bright white of the lower decks, because I was trying to make it sort of canon looking. Like, this is how it would be if it wasn't as blown out, and so it's the same exact sort of silver and matte look. So I quite like it. It's, you know, I'm trying to be a sort of a hybrid of styles, and you can actually go buy that on Famous Prop Treasures on Etsy. I'm looking at it, and it's right there. I guess it went well, and you can buy it now.
Looks great, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So there you go. So we got some super chats from Wouter215, two of them, both for €10.
Oh,
thank you so much. I wasn't able to attend 7-year anniversary. Sorry, but I do have a question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
But first, I did very much like the last episode and its cliffhanger ending. And then his second message goes on to say, so my question was, say you come across a cursed wish granting Mugatupa. You can wish to make real one iconic Star Trek tech. What do you wish for, and how would it be ruined by the curse? Hit like, people.
Wow.
Well, the piece of tech both of us would probably want would be a replicator. That's generally the answer.
And
how would it make things
your
wrong?
Curse. My God.
Yeah, everything tastes like random food. So if you ask for a cheeseburger, it tastes like broccoli soup.
Although I think we're missing the obvious. They've already told us in canon. Fully working replicator only replicates licorice.
Black licorice. Oh.
Already done in the show.
Because replicating licorice isn't a bad thing. It's the black licorice that's evil.
So there you go. See, Stuart? It's already in the damn canon.
Everything tastes like, no matter what it looks like and how good it smells, it all tastes like black licorice.
And has no nutritional value. So it's like, what is going on with my life?
Yes.
There we go.
Good question. Good question. But I like the cursed Mugatupa thing. That's funny.
Yeah.
Fleet Paw Swiftback throws in $5. Won't be able to give my score due to boarding flights soon. 10 out of 10. Definitely some of the best Trek in the past 10 years. Loved it. Can't wait for season 3. There you go. And I thought we'd have 100% on our poll, but it's 93% so far for yes.
Which I think is our joint best ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm. It's so bittersweet because I want season 3. Give it now, like
now.
Just previs. Send me the non VO previs. I'll just embrace it as canon. Oh goodness.
All right, so we're caught up on the super chats. So yeah.
So Stuart, what were your thoughts of season 2, episode 10, the season finale, the big one?
As I said, one of the best episodes of Star Trek in the last of New Trek. Honestly, even of Lower Decks, I think this one stands out. The last 3 have been really good. Like, they really came together at the end of the season.
Yep.
For a while there, we were like, this isn't hitting the beats that season 1 was as far as quality goes. And they blew us away with the last few, so that's awesome. This one I really enjoyed for multiple reasons. Lots of ship porn. We got new ships. We got ships stripping for us, which was fantastic. We also got some interesting Star Trek tropes. No matter how much power is gone from the EMP, like no power reserves, no battery backups, the gravity hull plating is still working apparently on the Archimedes. Guys, this is animated. You can make them float. That would have been hilarious. But anyway.
I like how once we film all of our sub videos, you have all these extra thoughts in your head that you can just chuck in from, like, I can just see them sprinkled in. It's great.
Yeah. Other than that, Sonia Gomez coming back was all right. She didn't really add much in my opinion, but it's fine. Didn't even really sound like her, if I'm honest. Could have been anybody voicing it, but let's see.
Dream Restore, you crazy man.
Everybody kind of gets a chance to shine. Everybody gets their moments. They dress a lot of different tropes from different Trek. They tie in like Kelvin universe and Discovery and all this stuff into one scene specifically. And they do a really good job of mixing it all and making it feel more canon, which is amazing. We got the insurrection, manual flight stick. We got the view screen thing. We've got the heads-up display in the visor, which again, Into Darkness and Discovery have done that. So,
I mean, there's canon a minute, like new canon using bits, and it's an extremely organic use of everything. There's very little that just feels like, oh, what are you doing? It's kind of shocking how well integrated it all is. You don't need the steering column. You don't need the Great Koala in the sky, the Lord and Savior of all the universe. You don't need all these many, many things. They just keep throwing them in. It's remarkable. And even like the end scene, of skipping ahead, but all the extra ships from the canon. So you don't need all this stuff, but obviously we want it. But it's remarkable. Really remarkable.
I was getting there to the ships. Yes, he mentioned them, the ships. And the icing on the cake, seeing Cetacean Ops for the first time ever. I did tweet out to Mike McMahon. I need to see if he actually answered me back. I was talking to him live today. Let's see what he says. Well, there you go. I got to send you that, Samuel. That's pretty impressive. Anyway, I asked him if they were beluga whales, and I don't think he's answered me yet.
Okay.
But anyway, I think they're beluga whales in Cetacean Ops, not dolphins. So
they just instantly give off dolphin vibes, though.
But here, I'm going to send this to you, Samuel, because you're going to want to see this like right now.
Okay. So
I asked Mike McMahon in private if he was aware of our stuff, if he watched our stuff, I said,
Let me read it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He's been watching our stuff since Lower Decks came out, and because I said, he said he doesn't really watch stuff. He more reads stuff, and then I said you should really watch Trekyards. We deep dive into all Trek and really do in-depth reviews on episodes and ships. He says, "Who knows?" I said, "Who knows? You may even learn a thing or two." He's like, "Oh, I've been watching since Lower Decks came out, and I'll never learn anything." Ha ha ha. So that's pretty funny. Anyway.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. Yeah, you didn't say the first one was sent, but I was only a few minutes ago. Yes. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Captain Chili Beana.
Hey.
We'll get to your thoughts in a second. Captain Chili Beana puts in $2. Dragon's Blood. Can't believe season is over already. Don't swear on our channel. Dragon's Blood is quite the curse.
That made me laugh out loud when it happened.
Focus.
I really hope he starts adding those back in, because they are really fun, just random things.
Yeah.
Jeff, we're not quoting him exactly.
No, not exactly. BJ Tehran, $2. Gravity Boots. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Classic stuff.
And Jordan Reed, £1.79. Can't wait for vid on the Archimedes. Well, there's one tomorrow. Spoilers. There's a first reaction video tomorrow. And then Sunday is our in-depth look where we compare it to the Excelsior and the Enterprise B and stuff like that. So,
and that is our deepest dive for a long time. We obviously wanted those sorts of deep dives every time, but they had every angle pretty much. I mean, you'd be surprised to not find an angle in one way or another. And on Monday we've got the interiors, a first look and again comparison. So it is going to be a back to back on that ship if you'd like. If you didn't like it, if you're interested, 3 days of love for that ship.
All right, so I really loved it. Samuel, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Now, if you remember as well, I also said earlier today that I was going to find my final review after watching it for a third time. So the first time, it was a roller coaster of never-ending cool canon fun and just vibrance of the universe organically and them being heroes and all the characters having something to do. Remarkable 29 minutes. The second viewing, it was...
He did answer me. They are beluga whales for the win.
Breaking news!
Yeah,
Literally. The second time I watched it, The roller coaster was no longer a spectacle. It was just watching it, and I thought it went too. And this is just me. I thought it went too fast, and didn't have the same emotional impact the second time because I knew. The third time though, it slowed down again because however you watch things. But the third time I enjoyed it mostly as much as the first. Kind of enjoy some of the smaller moments rather than like just seeing what else was there. No, it's definitely a remarkable episode. It really is a TNG episode in the guise of a Lower Decks episode, and so vibe-wise, it just feels so different because everyone is kind of shining in this. The bridge crew and the side crew. It's kind of amazing how much is actually in this one in every way. I mean, you'd be shocked to say it's not a 40-minute episode. You try this one? Okay, but it's really good, and it's so different to the last two Lower Decks episodes. You know, the Hollow one was about loving the past and how the characters interpret it. So that was like, you know, dripping with canon of ye old. Last week's was evolving the universe of Star Trek in a way that's never been done, and so that was a better story. Like the idea of a like that was a fresh idea after 50 years. You know. This one, though, is a really solid classic TNG romp. But it was actually fully with our characters, which last week wasn't. And the week before was, but it was still like, look, now there's Borg. So they're all so different. And to have such a high scale for all three, really remarkable. Really, really remarkable.
Mm-hmm. So you liked it, in other words.
I did.
Yes, very much. All right, cool. Well, it's a good way to start off. Squadron Course throws in $2. Nice uniforms. Is that a new one, Samuel?
Well, I've been holding on to it for a while. Yes, it is new, but I've had it for a good 5 months, maybe 4 months. But the combat came in 2 weeks ago.
And Fleetpaw is just about to board his flight, so thank you for helping us out, Fleetpaw. Safe travels, and we'll see you on the other side.
Oh, it was quite fun to watch Trekyards in the airport. Remember, I was in the airport once, and then I sent you a picture of you watching me watching you, and that was fun. It's like, how do I trick this YouTuber to show a picture of himself? Ha ha!
Shannon Nash.
People realize I was laughing quite a lot in the. Yeah, that was fun.
Shannon Nash though throws in $10. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I like the return of Gomez. It's poetic that you see someone who was a clumsy, nervous lower decker herself become captain of an amazing starship 15 years later. Yeah.
Well, that's an interview he gave. He said he could have brought anyone back, but he thought she was a consummate lower decks officer, and so to see that.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's a perfect reason to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
And
it.
she stood out. It's not as if there's lots of one-off characters, but she did stand out for good and bad reasons, like in the context.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get into, so we might as well get started.
We do. It's still chugging. It's the problem with 403,000 pictures. I tried it once, but it never likes being in order, which is frustrating. Okay, how's the poll going, Stuart?
94% say yes. So this is one of the best episodes of all New Trek.
And do you want to try a new poll where is this the best episode of season 2? Because that's your choice. Like, do you prefer those? And that would be more 94.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'll give it a shot. Here we go.
It's
Fleet
pure
Pass
personal
Swiftback,
preference.
$2. Thanks, gents. I'll let you know when I land. Thank you so much.
Safe flight.
And yeah, safe travels, man. All right.
So we start off with a recycled shot from season 1, which actually shows a lack of detail in season 1. I think it's actually the first shot we actually had of season 1 of the space station, maybe, because you can see when we were still learning the ropes of the show, and you see those side ships that were just like a little detailed kit bash thing that were just like, look, low detail. And then it suddenly cuts to these massively high detail. That's the difference in the seasons in terms of detail. Amazing.
Yeah.
As far as my shoulder pads are wrong.
And Olivia Julius throws in $5.
Hey.
Captain Foley, you are being charged with using a cutie bomb on the Puggy's home world. You are under arrest. Oh no.
A lot of mixed.
It wasn't me. I was on a live at the time.
That's just what you. That's why I wanted to go half an hour early, Stuart. That's why you did. You wanted the excuse. That all lines up.
No, it's not suspicious at all. All right then. Yeah, these establishing shots in Space Dock was awesome. But we get introduced to the Archimedes and to her captain, Sonia Gomez.
And as always, seeing the first contacts be played so prominently helps to highlight the Trekness of it. Love it. Brilliant. Excellent stuff. Although, you know, it's great that we saw her maybe husband, Admiral Man, first time in live action. But it would have been nice if they had some sort of hello husband or you know, affection.
Yeah, and he's a little bit fatter than you'd expect.
Yes.
You always saw him from the shoulders up, like kind of like me, like, hey, he could be buff. Who knows? No, not so much. He's got the Admiral bod, and that's cool.
At the ad board, yeah. And he's got an Akira on his desk, which is weird. Weird colours. Looks great, but it's weird colours.
I do like his Elcar's display of the lap system. We get the rundown of the mission, pretty straightforward, but I love the colors on that Elcar's, actually.
I think they're gross.
I like them. I think they're kind of neat. They'd be like my nighttime Elcars. During the day, I'd brighten it up. But for nighttime, easier on the eyes, that's what you'd go with. And,
can I just say, it's such a small reference, but LARP, live long and prosper, LLAP. Damn it. I was thinking it was live long and prosper. Oh, such a clever reference. That's okay. But yeah, very
Eric
good.
Martin, though, throws in $10.
Ooh.
Looking sharp, guys, and ship porn on screen.
Yes.
Yes, we love our ship porn. We find out about the unstable planetoid there as well, and then we find out that basically what's going to have to happen is the Cerritos is going to hold off at the edge of the system. The Archimedes is going to go in and make first contact. I love the reasoning behind it. The whole, well, you know, too many ships start coming in, it's going to feel more like an invasion than a first contact. And you got to admit, that's kind of true. So, yeah, it's a nice little intro to the mission.
Well, it's not just that, but it's fun to see what a genuine first contact ship is. Because the Enterprise D isn't really a first contact ship, it's kind of everything else. So she's the designated, let's go in first contact, and there's the backup. And
that's why it has a huge delta in the hull. Like, hey, look, the Federation.
Look up. That's a good looking symbol, yeah. Although I'm wondering then if she's literally there for second contact, if Gomez does first contact for about a day, they leave, and then that was my job, bye!
Yeah. Probably, absolutely. I think that's exactly the thing.
Yeah.
That was never mentioned, but yes, that would be great. Yeah. Now, one thing, the first time we see Sonia Gomez here, she's got a coffee mug in her hand. I half expected it to spill at some point, whether on the couch, on herself, onto Freeman, onto the Admiral, who knows? But they had the perfect setup for something like that. I'm kind of glad they didn't go with it, but at the same time, I'm a little disappointed. Even that a drop or two didn't spill out in one scene would have been kind of funny. Just saying. Anyway.
You wanted that tease, eh?
Yes.
Well, you felt teased by it. But it was a great scene, and the Admiral stops and says, hey, I hear congratulations are in order. And everyone plays it calm and nice, and it's like, oh, nice. Cool, good for her.
And then we get the Jen and Mariner thing. Oh, great. I was, bump into me when I'm carrying contraband. What are you going to do? Go tell Ransom? I don't even care about you. I don't even think about you. Yeah, whatever. You think about me all the time.
And I don't know if this is maybe the Starbase or the Archimedes. I feel like this is probably...
It's the Starbase.
But I feel like it's the Archimedes because they would potentially meet on her ship. But the colour palette fits so well with the Archimedes, though.
But they were just sitting in the Admiral's office with Archimedes out the window.
That is
she
true.
She overhears them because they're just coming out of the room.
That is true. I forgot there was a window.
It's the Starbase.
Hey, it could have been a view screen. It could have been a third-person view screen. And yet, Romanale, we assume. Now, this is one of those little moments where she says, well, read out her last line. Like you're always thinking about me. Mariners.
Oh, like, Mariners, yeah. She's like, yeah, right. I bet you dream about me every night with your stupid little butt.
And the way she says that, why are you focusing on her butt? I think you think about her butt. I think you think about her butt in all the wrong, right ways. We'll get into that later.
But, oh yeah, okay. Sorry.
That's instantly, I'm like, what are you saying there, Mariner? I'm picking up what you're putting down. And then she hides behind a bush. As she says later, and I laugh out loud because it's just a stupid line. But it's true. That's why the bushes are there. So why are there bushes at Starfleet? Because she has to hide behind. God.
Then we get the exposition of, well, you're going to be getting a new ship. You're going to have to say goodbye to your crew. What? They won't let me take my crew? And I don't like this, really. So they said, you don't... she says, California class, command likes to keep a real sense of consistency. So they don't like transferring people from mainline ships to California class ships, which seems discriminatory to me. Well, yeah. Other way around, I guess. But yeah, seems discriminatory to me, and I don't like it very much. But here she says, yeah, we have to say some cheerful goodbyes. So
it did almost feel like she was saying, yes, you plebs stay on pleb ships. We transfer the best of the pleb and take them to a better ship. It was an odd comment, especially since Boimler got tightened quickly and then got untightened. How else are you meant to go up through Starfleet if you can't leave the ships? I mean, it was an odd comment, but I guess they have to find a sort of is there really a reason why she can't? Like, you would think you can choose your own command crew, end of story. Like, that's a privilege of being a captain. I say I want my second in command. That's just part of the job, part of the privileges. So I think just had to find a reason for that conflict. Now we're kind of talking about it. It's not quite as organic as it could be.
Yeah. Captain Chili Bean at $2 is the Star Trek's Benifer. Just kidding. I hate ship names.
Oh.
Ship names is where you combine the two names together, but Benifer.
Yes, it is.
I agree with you. I absolutely despise that as well.
Wait, no. Wouldn't be Benifer, it'd be Marifer.
Oh. We're Stumuel.
Oh, yeah, Beckett. Oh, yeah, Beckett. Yeah.
Samuel.
Yeah, they never call her Beckett, do they?
No. Then we get...
Look at that Aztecing, Stuart.
I know.
Wow.
There's a good shot of the upper part of the saucer, actually, of the Archimedes. Well, half of it, anyway.
Yeah, I didn't include it because it's such an obscured shot, but it's...
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay, Rutherford, he's getting an error message.
Yeah.
He asked Boimler if he can take over his shift and citation ops, and Boimler's working on his craft project.
Yes,
for Freeman Day. Yeah.
This is a man that was assigned to the Titan, ladies and gentlemen, as the helm officer of the Titan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the point is. It's funny, and I get it. Like, if it'd been like a hollow thing, I don't know. It's funny, but I guess don't think about it too much.
Yeah. Then we get Mariner coming in and telling everybody, and Boimler's like, hey, that's huge for your mom. That's awesome. And he says she's going to be able to dive into the unknown in a whole new ship. God, I never get to dive into the unknowns. Dude, you served on the Titan. But yeah, as you said earlier, it's more of them dealing with the Packlids and things as opposed to exploring, probably. So,
but no, 100%. Now you said that, the second time I heard that, I'm like, this is literally what you did.
Yeah.
The way it says it's so dismissive of, I never get off the ship.
Yeah.
And it was 3 months. So it doesn't. That kind of feels like a bit of a reset button for him. Not the end of the world. And if it's been like 8 months, I can buy. Okay, time has passed. I feel different now. But you did have a lot of that, and you kind of were over it,
Yeah, and this sets up something for later in the episode where he's like, "Oh, we'll be able to, stand in line and say goodbye to her as she's leaving the ship."
Oh,
and
yeah. It's so harsh to watch on a second time. It's just like, oh. Yeah. Do you just think it's just a nice reference to Voyager and TNG, and it's just like, no, it's a setup. Oh.
Yeah. And then he says something about, that Ransom probably doesn't know or whatever. And she's like, you're right, he doesn't. And she takes off. He's like, no, this wasn't my idea. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Find out that Dr.
And then he just goes somewhere. Where does he go? He seems to run off.
I don't know. He buggers off. Yeah, I don't know where he went.
Yeah.
Then we see Dr. Tiana wants to see Tendi. She's telling Rutherford.
Briefly, in this, just before the Tendi thing. Oh no, it's in this moment. She says something about mastering something, and that only caught that the third time. She says, oh no, she says like medical bay is that.
Well, she says, I mean, there's just so much to study on the Cerritos. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused on just sick bay.
See, that I missed the first 2 times, but that's
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. And Rutherford's like, it'll be fine. She's always grouchy. You're great. You're just overthinking things.
which is fair.
Yeah. And he keeps getting the alert pop-ups. It's so much so that he doesn't even realize that Tendi left.
It's pretty funny.
So, yeah.
But also, I kind of wish we'd seen it though with his real vision, because that's only half his art. Like, he's got a real eye as well.
And fun fact, 408, the number for the error code, the alert code, is an area code for one of the California areas near Cerritos, from what I've heard anyway. So, interesting little thing there.
Nice. And then you get a rather lovely little thing of maybe one of the waiter lady waitresses is flirting with Phillips. And since we now know he's a prideful virgin, this is quite cute. And I'm just like, now the way he says it, I like maybe she was, that moustache, maybe.
Yeah, I like how the other guys are just like, no, she's just doing her job. She's a waitress. It's kind of like when you go to the strip club and they're friendly to you and you're like, oh, well, she likes me. No, she doesn't. She just wants the money. Not that they tip in this bar, but yeah.
Or get paid.
Yeah.
But does Meredith steal his drink? Yeah, she does. Oh, I didn't catch that. Yeah, she's...
Yeah.
That's great. Because she's being so disrespectful, but she has a secret.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it last time.
She's like, you guys got something you got to hear.
Because they all do...
She actually says... That's okay. Yeah, so she starts up by saying, so when I was on the station. So yeah, they were obviously on the station. So,
and I like there's a slight turn here because these guys do know she's talented. Each of them have dealt with her in their own way. So, yes, you're a pain in the ass, but oh wait, we know when you say something it's serious. So I kind of like the instant context shift.
Mm-hmm.
Small thing, but I quite liked it. Oh, then we get...
And Eric Martin throws in $5. Thank you so much, Eric.
Good to see.
Nice to see in the future computer error codes still make no sense.
It's an important trend. And then we see a lovely undocking, which also shows us how the window cutouts look. From that context. Yeah. And then,
is that the Archimedes that it's debug?
No, it's Cerritos, because they're last to leave.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it is, absolutely, yes.
And this scene, all 3 times I've watched it, gave me chills, like little nice feels, because it feels like the payoff that we didn't get to the setup of the image of the Cerritos being chased by the Excelsior. This is that, but in its own unique way, and seeing them come off together and leave, and it's just, they give all the reverence to the sequence in all the nice angles that we deserve, and it's lovely, and it's really, really nice, while still focus on the bigger ship. Like, the Cerritos is far behind, but it all just feels so lovely and fresh and real, and it's real nice. Gave me nice feels. So we haven't seen a leave space dock in what, 25 years, 30 years? My God. Crazy.
Yeah, amazing. Love seeing space dock again. Yeah. Then we get a nice C in the LARP system, and they warp out, and then we get the crew all pissy. What, is it time to go? Thank you so much for all that information, Captain. I love the phaser update thing. I wouldn't keep that information to myself. I'm an open book. It's great. Billups is all upset too, and everybody's having a piss fit.
I found that funny because they're all like, you get it. It's no, I liked it. I thought the acting was really good.
Yeah. Bryce says Lordex comm badges, when worn on uniforms, animators added a black outline to highlight them, like the TNG badges had around their silver delta part. But when shown close up, detached, no border, all silver. Dun dun dun. Yeah.
Mine had a subtle border too. No, I like this scene a lot. Very encouraging. It's nice to see Billups here as well, because he has a very different vibe. He's just sad.
Yeah, I like him in a minute where he gets all defensive. Like,
oh, he does.
Our warp core is bigger and faster than every other ship. It's like, is it though?
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute, Stu. We'll get there. You can read out the direct quote. I was quite surprised though to see Beckett and Boimler on the bridge. I think once we've seen that. Like Brad's there a few times, but see Beckett as well. I was like, this is like we're not wasting any time on anyone else. All the characters are here, main guys, you know.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
Oh yeah, then we get the down in sickbay scene. She walks in, and for some reason, I don't get this. Tiana's saying, "Look, look. The point is pretty clear. She's not cut out for medical," and then deletes the file, even to the point where when Rutherford looks for it later, it's not in his list of alphabetical names. So why did she delete the file if she's just transferring her to a different department or suggesting she be transferred to a different department? I don't know. That didn't make much sense to me, but
We had to.
tension.
I guess we had to have a conclusive version of it. I guess. No, it was a bit odd for sure. But yeah, and it's just the way she says it. It's odd vibes, obviously. I guess she's annoyed. I think she's annoyed because Tendi gets stuff too quickly, and she says it later on. But I think it's more just like, this girl's just too good. God damn it! What the hell? I think it's more that sort of vibe. But yeah,
Maybe she's upset she's losing a good medical officer because she's not going to be sticking around sick bay.
But I think the point is just she's good at everything else more.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you'd keep a good doctor, wouldn't you? Like, a really good doctor, that's really important. You need more good doctors and scientists in theory, because a billion scientists that are pretty good, but a really good doctor, I'd call that more valuable. Because Tendian's a scientist, but she's a really good doctor.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she legs it.
Yeah. Deno H though throws in $10.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your work from Indiana. I watch every episode of your channel.
Oh, God.
Wow. Don't always agree with your analysis, but I still love your content. Well, thank you. And it's not you're not obligated to agree. Obviously, that's not how humans work.
No.
I don't agree with him half the time because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Do you wonder why I'm on this sort of ship, Stuart? Because I disagree with that man. No, and I think everything's personal opinion based. When we do comparisons, there are sort of definitive facts, but personal preference, if you like an aesthetic, is personal preference. But we always put our case forward, and you can agree with us or not. And as long as we put our case forward, like what you like, don't. And I think we've been keeping you busy, haven't we, with videos for the last 10 weeks, and plenty more to come. But I quite like this next scene. It's so odd to see Marin included, but it feels just so integrated. Everything here is so organic and moving from one step to the next, and it's just so on point,
Yeah, and so Tendi Marina let it slip that she overheard, and she told everybody, and then
They ain't happy.
that you're being offered a promotion to a new ship, and Ransom's like, well, I can assume that I'll remain at your side. Everyone else here is pretty upset. He says, she's like, who says you're taking me with you, or taking you guys with me? Yeah, and then Shaxx, you're lucky I'm so spiritually centered, or I'd snap. It's like, chill.
Is not Strax better in season 2? As a character.
Are you asking or saying?
Yeah, I'm asking.
I think he's better. I like him very much in season 2. I love all the little Bajoran things and the spiritualism.
That's a great line. Like for him,
Yeah.
It's like I'm still who you know, but.
Eric Martin, $5. I love how the engineer just blows a gasket in that scene.
Well, and
yes.
as someone said, is when you're talking about the people he's removed. But just like Scotty, as soon as she says, "Well, it's because the Sarita," shut the fuck up, Andreas! Shut up! It's not about the ship. Now, read out his quote, Stuart, because boy, is it a quote.
Well, first of all, she says, I would transfer all of you if I could, but Command doesn't like shuffling crews off California-class ships. And while she's saying that, Billups snaps and says, oh, that's such beep, beep. Bullshit. We are just as good as the other beep-class ships. Our warp core is twice as bleep fast than any other ship in the fleet. And she's like, whoa, Mr. Billups. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has a bit of a hissy fit.
The thing is, he's wrong.
He's an engineer. He's proud of his ship. It's fine.
I mean, I'd love to see him try and race a Titan. Yeah, you try. Okay, you could beat a Miranda. I'll give you that. You ain't no, but I mean it's a very obvious reaction. It's very I mean once you understand it. But yeah, he's too biased, Stuart. He's too biased, but it's funny. It's a great little like he's really raised up the ranks as well, and it shows just by giving 1 or 2 lines to characters in an episode, like well placed little nuggets, just keeps raising them because you feel like you know him so much more now, so much more than you would have even thought originally. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Do you know H? Those in $5.
Thank you.
Got to throw in some extra 5 because of the Commander's awesome. There you go.
Which was my comeback? Oh god.
What's that?
What was my great comeback?
I have a really funny line. I don't know.
I don't know. Thanks.
Just about personal opinions, and we state the facts and all that. So.
I see. Oh yes, because you right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
And then who's going to be the new captain? Ransom's like, I don't know. Who else would it be? Actually, they'll be bringing in somebody new. What? Which I thought was hilarious because, as I said on my live last night, me and my buddy Mike, we used to be assistant managers at Blockbuster. When our manager was leaving, we're like, oh, one of us is going to be promoted to manager. Sweet. No, they brought somebody else in. Really pissed us off. So can totally relate to this. This is the corporate mentality or the Starfleet mentality, I guess, which I don't quite understand, but okay.
The problem is promotion isn't a straight line. Some people aren't right to be captain. They're better in certain roles. Some people aren't learned enough. Some people there's another commander on a ship that's like literally like boiling to get a captaincy, and that's the ship ready. So I don't find anything wrong with that, because that captain could be a temp captain, could be a 1 year. Who's to say? Maybe he's offered another captaincy later. I don't necessarily think he'd be a good captain yet. He's too impulsive and body focused. I don't think he's there yet, so I'm not really worried about that. But we've got. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I get that. But if they understand, if they've been on the ship for years, it just makes sense to maybe boost them up. But yeah, they might not be ready for command. You're right.
Yeah. Because otherwise, every time anyone, by that not the exact logic, but if that was the logic, would that mean that every lieutenant would now go up to fill a commander rank? Because then who's going to be second in command? Is that now, you know what I mean? That's not how, you don't just all go up a rank. It has to be because of merit at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
But you had a poll, 143 votes, which is fantastic, in 23 minutes, which is very fantastic. Is this the best episode of Lower Decks? Of Season 2, sorry. I thought it'd be a slam dunk, but no, Stuart. Only a landslide of 83% is yes. 17% no. I mean, it's pretty good, but I was expecting higher than that. Oh my god, we're decoupling the hull, are we?
Yeah, we're at that point.
So you want me to click in a thing and then pull it out and then twist it and then push back in and then...
No, that's all wrong with the contacts. What are you doing? No, that's so dirty.
Thanks for voting, guys.
Anyway.
But I like how sad Freeman is. She would have given it to him. You feel it, you know?
Yeah. Where are we here? This thing crept out on me. I'm just looking for the scene right now, which is Tendi and Rutherford. Oh, yes. Tendi... No.
Jeff says, you will get 100% when you least expect it. Yep.
Yeah. Are you making another poll?
Yes.
Anton Smith says, new poll, please. Let's not tell them... Well, never mind. It's fine. Anyway, Rutherford asks how it goes with Dr. T, and she's like, she's going to transfer me off the ship, remove me from medical. And then she even deleted me from the system. He's like, no way, that's crazy. So he checks. And I thought it'd be funny if because of the error message you didn't see it, but you did see them scrolling past, and it did get to a point where it's like you would see her name. So
yeah, I thought that was the obvious setup.
Yeah.
But it doesn't... Unnecessary in the context. But I was like, oh. Yeah. He's smart on that.
He's like, well, let's go take one last look around the ship, at least. Let's go to all your favorite spots, make it a memorable time. So that's really nice. Really sweet.
Oh, and it actually... What's her name? The captain?
Freeman.
Yeah, well, so's the admiral. They are both Freeman.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Anyway, he walks into a bulkhead, and she's like, "Maybe I should be leading the way." Yeah, that's an okie dokie for me.
which is a cute way of saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, go and show me the ship. And the way they hold hands is quite cute as well. Not necessarily lovey-dovey, it's just like honest, you know? It's nice.
That poll's not going to get 100%. Yeah, boom, right down to 62%.
I'm not trying to get, I'm just interested.
I know.
I'm just polling people.
Anyway, we got the Archimedes that comes out of warp in the lap system. Lap system. There.
And then my heart skipped a beat when we saw interior bridge. I'm like, yes.
Yes, we'll be talking about that. We have a video.
Yes.
So they scan. They give them a lot of time to scan us as well. Then the lady trips.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I've done way worse in front of much more intimidating captains. Did you remember who I am? Because you should now.
That's her scene, basically. That's a big character scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I laughed at this. I don't know why it seemed very painful, but I quite laughed at the stupid bulkhead.
Oh yeah, it's always so warm to the touch. Yeah, it's not good. That's probably not a good sign. Just saying. But then the little ship, big warp core. Listen to that thrum. It's like, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, that was
thrum.
That was definitely slightly sexual, slightly.
It was.
But also, I like the context of it's a huge warp core for the size of the ship. It is thoroughly oversized.
Yeah. And then we got was it this season? I think where they watched the Trivoli Pulsar. Or was that season 1? Because they mentioned that in the.
I think that was last season when it was like how they got to be friends. Yeah. It was nice to see. And they basically.
He's like, it's fine to be attached to the ship. I love the ship. So.
Yeah, it's quite cute. It's very it's cute, but also you can imagine, once you spend this much time on a ship that you really get, part of Starfleet is to change ships, is to evolve, is to move around. So yeah, you never really get that sense. It's like, oh yeah, actually, what if you do love a ship? You know?
Yeah, then they want to go somewhere off limits. And she's like, oh, the rubber ducky room. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, on the original Enterprise D MSD, there's a rubber ducky on there. It's a little Easter egg. There's also a Porsche and like a plane and a mouse. But that's what that's referring to, and I thought that was a very great reference. But no, he says somewhere else, somewhere better. Where will it be? We don't know. But we do know. So what do you think about the rubber ducky room reference?
I mean, I'm confused as anyone else is. Like, okay, what? Moving on. There's so many of those rooms, you know. So, but we may see it. But
probably like a big ball pit with like rubber ducks.
Yeah, or like that's the soap that they're using in the non-sonic showers. It's just like wonderful duck things. Just I don't know. But yes, then the trio swaps out. Everyone's still bickering, which kind of shows how long they've been bickering, which I quite like. But then you have a not quite organic fight between the two of them. Where what's the dialogue?
For between Mariner and yeah, everybody back to your stations except you. What were you thinking? I was going to tell them at the right time. I was trying to avoid conflict.
Which is fair.
That's... Absolutely. And Mariner's like, that's super messed up. Those are your friends. A captain can't worry about feelings.
Also
when it comes to decisions like this. Yeah. Oh well, then you're in luck because you don't have any feelings.
Not fair.
Gosh, you got so much to learn, and then it's red alert time. So
I didn't. This isn't a good little moment. It works better after the later scene where Mariner agrees. I just was reacting poorly, you know. She's just lashing out. But I mean, you can imagine how annoyed the mum must feel. Like you're a child, you know. It's what children do. You're 32. Come on, grow up for God's sake. So it kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
But it's also, I guess, Season 1 Mariner striking out. And by the end, Season 2 Mariner again, I think.
Yeah, Mariner's kind of back and forth a few times, and I'm not really happy about it. So,
Stuart, do you want
Trekkie.
Stuart, do you want to do uniform?
Yeah.
Yes, so you can.
I haven't shaved, and this collar was rubbing against my. And because I'm sitting, when I'm standing, it's not so bad with the collar, but when I'm sitting, it kind of gets all like the.
So just like with the procession of people normally that say goodbye to a captain, let's everyone say goodbye, Stuart. Safe trip on your de-costuming. Have a safe trip. Goodbye.
Thank you all. I'll be back soon.
And let me just replace him with a much more. There we go. Oh, guys, he's already so much more insightful. This version of Stuart, my God. So yes, do you think Ransom should have been given the Captain's Chair Freedom's promotion? 48% yes, 52% no. I guess you guys agree with me. Thank you for voting. Appreciate it. And of course, guys, click like. We're at 129. Super chat wise, we're doing pretty good, but we'd definitely like to see a few more as we're about halfway through. As you guys know, super chats are literally the things that keep the channel going. So if you can put in a 5, what you think, that would be really appreciated, or even more, as you know. And of course, guys, because we now finished the season, next weekend, I believe, will be the. And I know we've just had a Trekyards for anniversary. We don't control the timing of these things, guys. We had an anniversary. We have a season finale. So we're doing a drunk retrospective for Lower Decks, and those are tremendously fun. That's when we watch every episode back to back, the day of, and we come in and we re-review every episode based on our fresh watching, rescore them, and then at the end of that, I will then tell Stuart and myself our old scores and the new scores, see how retrospect and learning the season arc has improved or disproved things, and I can tell both of us what our original favorite was and our new favorites of, and see how close we are. So those are really fun. Is that going to be next weekend, Stuart, the Trekyards retrospective?
Yeah, probably.
There we go. Good stuff.
Yeah. What have you said since I've been gone?
Literally just that. I just talked about that for a second.
Oh, wow. Sun flare, solar flare, hits the unstable thingy that's in the thingy, and it explodes. Boom. Next scene.
Oh, I got to say goodbye to the... See, the other you was so much more insightful.
Yeah, he's kind of... It's fine.
But on these graphics, great, though. Like both the Elkazi ones and the just really... I mean, the episode goes from like a 5 out of 10 escalation to a 10. It's like a really incredible sequence.
Somebody brought up the fact that they found it disappointing that there was no debris heading towards the planet as well. Looking at this scene now, though, as it strikes the ship, I have actually hit the ship while the ship was on the way to the planet. So it's actually heading in a different direction than the planet itself, and disables the ship. The ship starts to spin. So, yeah, there maybe should have been a little bit of debris heading towards the planet, but maybe it wasn't all projected that way. You know?
Well, it's not just that. The anomaly actually does stop. It doesn't keep exploding out. There's a finite dispersal range. And the ship goes past that because it's being hit by momentum. So in the scene, there is nothing continuing to go. I mean, right at the end of the scene, there is little particulates flying with it, like little rocks, but that's just whatever. So I just think that whatever's magnetically keeping all the rocks sort of tied together, lightning stuff, is keeping it like as a limited blast radius.
Too, yeah.
I didn't even... No, I was absolutely fine with that. But it was such a great little sequence. Both, it really it referenced, obviously, Praxis exploding, which is fantastic.
Yes.
You felt the viciousness of the destruction. I love the shields, the way they disintegrated.
Yes.
And just going black, and then the spin, which I love that you said earlier that while, yes, the trope of why is life support artificial gravity still working? Well, the thing's spinning. So potentially it's able to keep some gravity. I mean, that's really the only logical reason. But that if that was a logical, well, let's have it do that. Well, cool. You answered the question.
Yeah, that would be fine. I really thought when I saw the debris heading towards the ship, though, the ship was going to get destroyed, or at least half of it destroyed, instead of... I really liked the breakdown of the shields. I thought that was a cool effect.
Yeah.
And then to have the tumbling was also very good. I'm glad the ship didn't get destroyed. But yeah, I mean, you're animated, guys. Take advantage of it. The grab plating should go out. Just saying,
Well,
occasionally.
and it's not even as if they spend that long on the ship to be, oh my god, the extra cost. You know? Don't spend that
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
But I did quite like her second in command, who was voiced by the same actor that voiced the the Admiral, just playing his more full-on Jamaican accent from Futurama. So that was a fun little, hey, nice. Although I found this in a little bit odd because he's reporting all the damage, but he has no scanners to work out the damage, and all their tricores are down, and like nothing's working, so he has no ability to see anything. And I kind of wish that was more the joke. Like, what's damaged? But they play it very like, okay, everything's gone X, Y, and Z, and we're gonna fly towards the planet. It's just like you don't know that. But I like Gomez's line of after she's like, if we don't stop, it'll destroy all life, or whatever she says, and then she turns around and says, yeah, but better stop this really high end stuff to help fix the ship, which is exactly the trope of
her optimism.
TNG.
Unless we figure something out, first contact is going to be us crashing into that planet. Okay, that's enough existential dread. Let's get back to work.
And I just took that as a wonderful, like, that's the Trek trope. You'd normally cut at that point, but we're lower deck, so we say, okay, that was really serious, guys. Come on, let's just do our jobs.
That's why she made Captain so fast, because she's got away with people. She can calm people down. And maybe.
Although since there's no power and they don't fix the ship at all, back to work means pressing non-buttons, opening doors, going through. Like there's nothing they do. They do nothing. They practically. It's very...
Maybe they're trying to kickstart the warp core. They're all down there kicking.
Oh, what with kicking it like Kirk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Kicking it down so it can go up and like. Anyway. Anyway, so we get all the debris is caught in the gravity well, but the ship is still on course for the planet hours until impact. So they got some time, and it will be a catastrophic damage to the planet should it hit. So, but 20 hours, a long time.
Yeah, it's a good deadline.
Do shit.
And I just love the instant oh shit and the instant let's go to work of the Cerritos. They really do raise this challenge because they know we can't go for help, we can't get help in time, we need to do this now. Everyone's really on point. It's really, really, really good to see.
Yeah, so we get the nice tactical display of the debris, the Cerritos, the Archimedes, and the whole. If a piece as small as a pomegranate hits our shields, it's going to knock out all of our systems as well. So they can't use the deflector because it'll be like a lightning rod and draw the plasmin and a whole bunch of stuff. They can't do anything. And I love how Kayshawn's like, can't we just warp past the debris?
Oh, no, Stuart. Oh, no. Come on. No, man, no.
Everybody gives him shit. And it's like, whoa, it was merely a suggestion, guys. Relax. Which is hilarious because it's space. How many times in Star Trek we're like, just go up and around or down and below, It's too easy that way. And as Matt Boardman said last night in my live, as a visual effects director or as a visual effects person, when you were told to do the ships, you're supposed to think of them as ships on a lake. So very two-dimensional with their movements, not doing the three-dimensional thing, which is the way a lot of games are as well. The only game that really kind of does 3D very well, Star Trek-wise, is Bridge Commander. I think it does a really good job. But I kind of like just the two-dimensional aspect of it better. But
keeps it focused.
Yeah.
And also, arguably, forward torpedoes and phasers, the firing arcs work well directly ahead, especially for Klingon ships.
Yeah.
They need to be whatever. But I love everyone get up and go here. And really, from this point onwards, we don't stop. The episode goes with a nice chill pace to just constant action here. A lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm. But she even asks, how can we do this? How can we break the rules and win? And she looks at Mariner, because Mariner's always breaking the rules. Yeah. Mariner's like, I have no idea.
No, this is a powerful little thing.
You've got a whole crew of senior officers that you should be relying on, but you ask your daughter, who's a rule breaker. I mean, in front of them all. I mean, she did kind of ask for opinions before that, I guess, but
Well, no, she did poll the room, and no one knows, thinking that her crazy daughter will have something, which is a great moment of like bonding in theory. But everyone is stumped. It is great, actually. The vibe is like shared, and then we keep going. We introduce to a captain's yacht, but it's not one that's on the bottom of the ship. It's in a bay, cool looking bay. It's not the same as. And obviously, we're not going to go too deeply to do a video about it, but it's not. It's not the one from the Trekyards. Close enough, but not quite. I'm intrigued to talk about it more.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in an episode. Very runabout style, size wise. I never noticed, but in the room there's like 6 seats behind it, 3 on each side. That's really weird.
That's really weird.
Anyway.
All right.
But yes, I don't know why the Cerritos even has a captain's yacht. I always assumed captain's yacht were for bigger ships like heavy cruisers and ones that, kind of warrant that thing. That kind of thing. This is very much a service ship. It shouldn't really have a captain's yacht.
Well, a captain yacht's a privilege, not a right.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
It's you are such a high up in ranks that you're allowed to have your own craft. If you want to go fly to Riser, you can. But I do like the fact that it's not on the bottom of the ship. They didn't retcon that in. They didn't just suddenly show the bottom. It's like, well, that wasn't there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But this has got to be a setup for season 3. Gotta be. This is a lot of extra drawing. This is a lot of extra design work. Nah, this is because they have a full interior and everything. And I mean, I know it's just a version of the one from Trekyards, but it's still a lot of cool stuff. And even it's got a captain's chair, which is odd. We'll go into that in a full episode, but at the very least, though, it's really great that it's just another conversation, right? But to keep it fresh to the audience, let's change sets. And we're like, oh my god, a brand new set. Oh, Captain's yacht. Like, it keeps the audience off base while also just having another conversation. So I think it works really, really well.
Yeah. And we'll talk about it more, but I do like the layout of the inside with the pool table, as they call it. I think that's great. And Tindy and Rutherford are wondering if they always fight here, if that's why it's off limits, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yes.
But Rutherford's like, this is a problem, this ionic plasma, but he's got a solution. Anyway, they're still continuing to fight. And you get a little bit of information here, I guess. Because Freeman's telling Mariner to get off the ship, and she's like, no way, you'll get killed. And then you can't bully your way into whatever you want. Why do you act like this? Because I'm a Kirk-style free spirit. Kicks butts. It's super intimidates people. That's why you've always protected me from getting court-martialed. And her mom says, you're not a Kirk. Kirk was confident. And I love this line, because this is true. So am I. You used to be. But now the only thing you're confident of is that everything has to be a fight. And actually, you have seen Mariner kind of lose confidence over the 2 seasons. Season 1, she was very much going into every situation and trying to be the hero. She's kind of stepped aside and let other people do that as of late. Not that she's lost her confidence, per se, but...
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, that's very true for being the center of the power dynamic, but she's still fully confident. She doesn't feel the need to be the solver of every situation. I don't think this is a particularly apt conversation. I mean, we were in the last conversation they had, Mariner was being overreactionary. I'm assuming, because remember, the mum does say later, I'm sorry, I was being a jerk. So I think it's more telling us that this situation, the mum's fighting back, using things that aren't necessarily appropriate, as... every rom-com ever, you have a scene where they say stuff that obviously isn't true, but they're reacting and they've got to apologise for it later. So I think, because she's clearly confident. She's clearly all these things you just said she isn't. Maybe less than she was, but that's a good thing. She was overconfident. She was too much. She's refined a lot. But it did feel like a kind of a redo of some of the season 1 story arc, and especially season 2. I don't know. It seemed a bit odd.
Everything is a fight. Sounds like a salty trekker. Yeah, pretty much.
Which that I can get, but we've also learned that they like to fight. Like, that's part of their relationship.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky one.
But she even says, the mom says, you have to drop your defenses and make some allies. And that's when Rutherford and Tendi come in and like, were you spying on us? Like, no, I think I know how to save the ship. We have to drop our defenses. And Freeman's like, yeah, even if we would lower shields, though, we still have the hull itself, which has magnetic shielding. There's no way to discharge it. So you got the magnetized or the polarized plating for the rest of the ship, which is cool. And then they talk about removing the hull panel removal, which is a cool concept. I really think it's awesome. And they're like, whoa, doesn't that keep us alive? Well, that's the inner hull. The outer hull protects, the rest of the ship. So basically they can't get hit with anything, even though later they do. But that's okay.
Well, yeah, but they talk about be hit by anything that's going to magnetize them and lose power. They can all be hit. They can still be hit by rocks, just they're not being hit by the particles and affecting them.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I'll be honest. I had to literally go back and watch the scene again the first time to see what they were really saying. It's a very quick. Like the whole scene's in the scene, the whole explanation. But also you missed the brief little joke about, you have to put your defenses down, and then afterwards says, just like you and your mum. Yeah. And it's like
no, just like Mariner, and she doesn't say anything about her mom.
Yeah, I just thought it was a great. I'm glad he kind of was able to throw that burn in as well. I thought it was quite apt.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you heard that, eh?
No, I mean this plan feels, honestly, I think you'll agree, feels like a mic drop moment, or even that mic dropped the moment. White man, like, wait, yeah. What? Because we couldn't exactly contemplate what it really was going to mean. But like, okay, cool, that's new. And they take the idea to such an extreme of logic. It's phenomenal.
Well, I heard what they were saying, but I'm trying to picture that while they were saying it. Like, what does the ship look like with the whole plate's removed?
No, exactly.
But it would take the whole crew working nonstop around the clock for 11 hours, and we only have this much time. And it's like, you say it can't be done? No, I'm saying we got to get it done now.
That was lovely. That was a good little reversal. Yeah. Because it also means the entire crew, like, everybody is doing this. Everybody.
Yeah. And then Billup's like, it'll work. This can work. He's all excited about it. And then they get the announcement for all hands, report to their commanding officers. Going to be working. No matter what your usual duties are.
I love you see the other lower deck shift people, because we know there's different shifts. Because obviously the other guys are on duty, so it's kind of see more people. And but obviously, Stuart, the most important thing, the ballroom competition has been cancelled.
That's true.
And since there's a famous, I don't know if you've heard about Strictly Come Dancing, the UK TV show.
No.
It's got I guess more America, but it's it's like British Bake Off, but the dancing version. It's a very like good dancing competition where they're very good at dancing. They put a lot of money. It's a tentpole show in the UK, and all I got was vibes here of like people are very into it, and this woman is quite into it.
I feel like dancing. By the way, guys, we have 210 people here, 152 likes, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 200 likes. I think we can do it. If you're new here and you haven't hit that like button, by all means, what are you waiting for? Hit that like button. Also, super chats. Honestly, another 100 would be fantastic.
Yes.
So a couple 20s, some 5s, some 10s. So we'll quickly add up. But we're enjoying your super chats and your ideas, your comments. By all means, keep it up.
Because
this was an exciting episode.
Because the 5s are great because you could throw in a comment and we have to discuss it. So if you have thoughts, that we love talking about them. Although Django says another woman with a visor. Yes, she walked off I believe the shuttle with Tendi and the pilot. Like, these are all people that we've seen, give or take. I recognise a lot of them. I think they have a consistent crew roster.
And most of them have more lines than than Bryce and Reese from Discovery. Isn't it sad that we know more about this crew than we do about the Discovery crew? And these are half-hour episodes, and there's only 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And we care more?
In under half the time, we like Jen more. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. This scale shot, you can see people, and that is a rarely done thing. Those windows if they're trying to tell us that's the real scale, those windows are freaking massive. Oh my, that's not the scale you would expect. What the hell?
Eugene throws in 500 rubles. Thank you so much. Even in the only scenario where bridge windows will make sense, they show us finally that there is no window. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love it.
Ah, yeah.
Um, SN SVS Guru 2020 euros.
Ah,
Thank you so much. That is
amazing. Thank you.
amazing. My theory why Mariner is the way she is, at some point in the past, like Troy in the sim, she had to send someone to their death to solve a problem, and she tries to do everything herself to avoid a repeat. Yes, they actually she mentioned something here.
Yeah.
I forget what she says. The reason that I'm the way I mean, she goes to say it when I was just out of Starfleet, and then her mom cuts her off.
Yeah.
Um, hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a really good. We I doubt she would get any higher than lieutenant though, and you do have a team in potentially, but that's good. And I guess it would directly link Troy. Is that a bit too simple though? I mean, is this the sort of character where we don't need or even want to see the truth? Just let us kind of enjoy the ride. Obviously, Mike knows the ride and knows the destination, but that's a great idea. Yeah.
I think we need to find out at some point, yes. And I want it to be something impactful like that.
Well, I think only by season 8 or 9. I think we need to have enough in between, Stuart. I think that's. Oh no!
Yeah.
What a shame. Oh no! Season 10 announced. Season 12 announced. Season 13 announced.
Well, they'll never catch up to us. We're at season 7, and we'll always be
5 seasons ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery, $2. The blue lower decker looked Packlid and Andorian. Oh yes, the guy with his shirt off.
Well, that's a race we've seen before. Yeah, we've seen that guy before, but yes, they always have a towel. Has that guy got an eye patch? Oh, he does. Yeah, there's a guy in the background that has an eye patch.
Nice.
That's weird. Yeah, eye patch.
I love the Maglock releases though. Boom boom, just exactly like you saw in First Contact. But everywhere.
God, can you imagine?
Plate. Yeah.
I mean, and the fact they linger on this, they're just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Although in fairness, it's also, now I'm thinking about it, isn't that just the Wrath of Khan Genesis thing? Like, close.
No.
Well, because that's a
cylinder. Different
cylinder.
rings that turned.
Of all the things, it's quite vibe-wise similar. Like, and a thing clicks down, and a thing, you have to turn it clicks down. And...
Yeah, each ring you turn, and then you had to turn the thing to slam it down, and then... So you get kind of similar, I guess, but not really. Exactly. I know what you mean, but not really. And they're also phasering off the plates as well. Like, I guess just because you release them magnetically, you still have to, like, do something to get them off.
Yeah, that was interesting, actually. It was such a clear point. And we talked about this earlier. If they're designed to be launched, then you shouldn't need to do that. But maybe they're trying to make it quicker? I don't know. What do you guys think? Because, yeah, I knew I registered that at the time, but why would you phaser it as well? Because later on, Mariner uses a phaser to weld something together.
Yeah. Jeffrey's tube doors, yeah. I don't
know. What do you guys think? I'd love to know.
Captain Kurt throws in $5.
Captain?
Really like the Sovereign Excelsior mash up. The Excelsior class has to be the class that has the longest service run. It's not an Excelsior class. For the record, watch our episode on Sunday where we compare it. It's actually very different to an Excelsior.
Yes, there were, Marco.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you.
Bryce, read Bryce's thing.
Foley, Cockings. Why the window hatred? The window can do anything and everything a view screen can do, even block out the entirely replace the window view with a camera or generated view for augmented reality. Because for 50 fucking years of Trek history and multiple eras of Trek history, there were no goddamn windows. Then 2009 rolls around, and JJ says, wouldn't it be great to have a window? And we're, okay, sure. And then everybody since then says, hey, look, we got a window, even in the time periods where we didn't have fucking windows. Now there are windows. I agree that a window as a view screen might be a good idea, depending on how it's used. However, it was never a thing. They were view screens, especially in TOS time. So why does Discovery have view screens? Makes no fucking sense.
There's also more you can do with the view screen. A window, if the power goes out, it's now a useless thing. And what if there's then radiation and brightness coming through it? You can't magnetize whatever a powerless window. Whereas a view screen, once it's off, it's closed. Plus, you can do more things. There isn't that distraction point. Every time we see a window in Discovery, you always see through it. It's just not as efficient, etc. No, it's just a lesser tech. View screen is a more advanced thing. Why would you go back? And because if Trek is canon, then they had a window for the Phoenix, and as soon as the NX classes, they said no window, and then the Franken, sorry, and then that, and then all of a sudden the Cage wasn't a window, and then suddenly they rebuilt the Enterprise with a window, and they said no, the windows are not advanced enough. We replaced the window with the view screen after 3 years, and then no windows for 200 years, and then suddenly the Gen Hay has a window. Well, no, this hasn't. So it's just not part of the design lineage.
If you look at the actual Prime timeline, you get to the point where Enterprise E doesn't even have a fucking view screen. There's a wall. There's literally a wall that they make a point of showing on the bridge that has a holographic overlay. That's the view screen. So it's to the point where it's not a window. It's literally a wall. So don't tell me there's a window. I'm sorry. It's just a major pet peeve of mine. I don't have an issue if they had windows all along. Yes, you can do overlays. Yes, you can make it opaque. But it was never a thing until it was a thing, and then it was just a thing everywhere. No, that's not how that works. That's not how canon works. And
those that know better don't have window like Mike McMahon. And we've seen the window shatter and break, but there's hull. You want that hull in between. Why would you not? The most important part of the ship, the most important people staring forwards. Do you really just want one layer of transparent? That's Star Wars of transparent aluminum. One layer. That's the only thing protecting your entire bridge crew from everything. Whereas the view screen, you have many layers of hull and shielding and all that stuff. It's just a non thing. And it'd be fine if the NX had it, yes. I guess, but it was never a tech thing. Like Star Trek shows you it was a non-useful technology, except to Discovery, because they want the window. But that's it. Mm-hmm. And there you go.
That's the only reason, because it just was never a thing, and then it's just suddenly a thing everywhere. That's how that works. Sorry, guys.
We like canon and logic.
Yeah.
Speaking of canon and logic, Stuart.
That's not a good segue. We're going into Rutherford's error message.
I always do good stuff.
I guess it's their own show canon. They're good show canon. Yeah, he's running out of memory because Billups scans his things. He's getting error messages, and that makes sense because last year I lost my memories with Tendi, and since then I've been making 3 backup copies whenever he makes a new memory. And I love Billups' advice. It's like you're going to be having this issue till you free up some space. And Rutherford's like, what if I forget her again? He's like, son, if you can't keep making new memories, does it really matter? So,
although I quite like the fact that you see a little beam tricorder him. It's quite cute. But it's nice though. It's like, dude, yeah, you gotta. And then you get one of those big fun moments where you look down, yes. And it is pretty epic. Because obviously we understand the warp. We both know how warp drive looks from the inside and from the outside, but you've never seen them at the same time in the same shot deconstruct. And it's like, if this is based on polygon, Stuart, they're just like 10 times a polygon limit in one shot. It's quite impressive. It's and just, I mean, imagine the director, right, saying, right, Tendi actress, say, I'm gonna miss those nacelles. As if you really care. Whatever the hell that means for the context of songs we get Star Trek, she nails that. It's so sincere. It's lovely.
And George Mangrum says, what is the light on the front of the Cerritos bridge module then? Samuel?
Nothing.
In season 1 it was a window, but then the refit they changed it.
Yeah. It isn't a window. We know it isn't now, so it's a light. Yep. What's that red glow from inside the Voyager torpedo tube? Well, it's a light. It's a tube with a light in it. It's not a window. It's not a red, bulb.
It's not constantly launching a torpedo and it's in a state of stasis.
Yeah.
Dino H, $5. Here's one last $5 donation to hopefully keep Captain Foley from having a heart attack.
Oh, we're past that.
Hey.
He's recovered. See, that's how strong our captain is. He had it because you guys pushed him right. You pushed him right past, and he came in.
Sorry, man. Sorry. I get passionate.
You haven't been that passionate for a while. But this is the scene that made me laugh, though, about they're all taking destruction materials.
Yeah. We're going to move all the volatiles deeper into the ship. Nothing explodes around here unless I'm the one blowing it up.
Yep. Makes sense. I like it.
SWTX Chaser, $2. I want to get my hands on those ample nacelles. There you go. SVS Guru 2000 puts in €5, so thank you. Does it matter that he makes triple backups when it would all be gone anyway? If his implants get stripped out again, the backups should be external. It's a very good point. Very good point. Then we get the epicness of, sir, are you sure this is a good idea? A powered down view screen isn't going to help any. We need to see where we're going. Gotta do this the old-fashioned way.
Which I think really is him saying, because shuttles have windows.
Yes.
And everyone has shuttle piloting experience, etc. That's what I think he's saying. Because he's manually piloting, and shuttles are kind of manually piloted things, more so than a whatever. But yeah, you can't get more literal than this scene, you know? And it's really refreshing, because I mean, it's a space, it's a view screen sized hole, and it's it's a very thin hole. Let's be honest, it's piddly. There ain't much there, and there isn't like a walkway around it like the new Discovery Enterprise, which is a walkway. But yeah, it comes off, and I love just seeing. It's such a great perspective seeing it from inside. It's so weird, but why wouldn't you have a ejectable? And especially for like if you ever crash the ship, I mean, escape route, escape from explosive bolts. But
well, I mean, in Beyond they just, Beyond they just shoot it with phasers until it breaks and they slide down through the hole.
Yeah,
don't need to eject it that way.
Well, eject it with phaser fire. But also the way the
hand phasers can destroy that window. That tells you how strong it is. There you go.
Oh God, yeah.
Stupid.
But I also we had some shots of the inside, and then there's such a curve, you can't really see the connection point from inside, so it must be very nicely integrated, and it's cool view.
Yeah, Kurtzy says old-fashioned way may just mean suborbital aircraft. Yeah, like regular goddamn planes. Yeah.
Yeah, where he just sees with his own eyes. Yeah. Because they're not used to seeing their own eyes. And obviously he hasn't, like they said actually a few minutes ago with Mariner and the Mum, you haven't piloted in years.
Yeah.
You lose the original. I mean, you don't lose them, but you're rusty. If you've been a captain long enough, you haven't been a pilot for long enough.
Oh, then we got a tumbling Archimedes, and down in the shuttle bay, they're trying to get those powered up, but they can't. It was a good idea. Getting the shuttles working would have at least been able to redirect the ship or get some of the crew to safety. So, I mean, but I like how she's like, he says, you should rest. You've been up forever. I'll take a break in 7 hours either way. But in 7 hours we'll be, I see what you did there. Yeah, if you only have 7 hours left, you're not going to spend some of that time resting. Come on now.
Yeah, and this, I of all the things, I really wish they didn't just carbon copy the Cerritos shuttle bay.
Did they?
Well, I mean, you can see it's just... I mean, also, we saw the Titan had custom nacelles. I was expecting some sort of several nacelles here. The fact they're using now a low-end, lower-deckian shuttle bay and shuttle, I'm like, oh, okay, they ran out of time, because they should be using something better. The shuttle bay of the ship is if it's at the back where the Excelsior is, it's massive clamshell, which is not what the Cerritos is, and if it's at the bottom, that big orange thing, it's a massive bay too. So, I get it, ran out of time, sure. But this, I was like, really? Okay. Because at least, they should be in Type 11. Why would they have these crappy 6As? And they've already done a design of a Type 6 in a previous episode. I don't think they've done a Type 9, but they have other things. But it's kind of nice she's that into fixing things. But yeah, completely useless. Everyone, and obviously, unlike TOS and NX, everything's a touchscreen. which means when it's off, nothing. At least the NX, you've got some tactile feedback, and
you can pop the panel off and jury rig the wires. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the 7-hour joke was sad funny. Oh, and then goodbye Cerritos. Hello naked
New
nacelles.
Cerritos. Yeah.
Mega.
Naked nacelles and a nice, I mean, it looks great, actually. You see all the plasma conduits, and it's awesome.
It's just how you think it'd be and more. And it's I don't know if it's intentional, Stuart. I can't imagine it is. I don't know if it's another slight dig on the Discovery being all copper. Because this says the only reason it looks weird and copper is because it's literally like broken down, and I know it's different copper, but I don't know if I can't imagine it's a deliberate choice. But I just got like, it looks like Discovery vibe in terms of color profile.
I thought it was more orange than copper, but yeah,
sure,
that's
but
what you're saying.
Of all the things though, and
everybody relax. You don't have to pull out the lube yet. Medallion has like gone into full fat mode because of the naked Cerritos. Guys, This is a family show. Relax. We're on YouTube. We don't want to get demonetized. Wouter215 though throws in €10.
Thank you.
My God, full frontal ship nudity. Isn't this against YouTube's terms of service? Think of the children. Hit like, people. Yes, 180 likes, 226 of you here. That is fantastic, but I think we can hit 200 likes easily. 20 more. Let's do it. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Consider joining the channel as well. Those really help out. So, but yeah, hopefully we won't get demonetized for nudity and saying the word nude, porn, and stripped within the space. How many times in the space of like the next half hour?
Okay, so I started a new poll, which should read my poll.
Cerritos without hull plating. Oh my! Or swipe left. That's really great. I like that.
Nice.
And of course, that's not going to be 100% either. God damn it.
Yeah. But I'm also like, I was thinking this as it went. What about the escape pods? Because the escape pods would have plating the entire thing. Because they're separate entities.
And they're also leaving the ship that presumably is going to be exploding. So of course it would have protective plating on the outside of the escape pod. So yeah.
Because that would
but they're deactivated. Goes off, I guess.
Oh, you mean like they have more?
You don't need power into your escape pod at all times.
Yeah, I could buy that.
So if you power them down.
Yeah.
There's always reasons.
No, I like that.
Eugene, 250 rubles. Adonis, was that a runabout? I thought shuttles don't have names, just main ship's name plus number.
No, that's a shuttle.
No. Copernicus, Galileo, all the shuttles on Enterprise were named. Goddard, there's so many. So they all have names. And did you hear? I don't know if you've heard, but on the Titan, the shuttles are all named after jazz musicians. Did you know that? I just found that out.
Wait,
it's amazing.
Musicians of jazz?
Yes.
God.
Is that not incredible?
I wish I'd known that earlier. I wish someone had told. Why didn't no one tell me that? And there we go.
Moving on.
Sarcasm. Walk back to 5. So yes, please vote, guys. Please vote on the poll because it's a thing. Now this scene again, it didn't quite ring true because they work well together. Been going well again, and then shift. You know, don't carefully. But I know it's a reactionary thing. Married as a child, but it wasn't quite as strong as it could be.
Yep. Didn't like it. Didn't need it. It's fine.
But I felt the legitimate sadness though from the mum. That I liked. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And more naked time. And again, beautiful scale sense. Gosh, the detail.
But of course,
wow. Yeah.
Of course, like everything I do in life, everything goes great until the one thing doesn't. Literally, you have 4 or 5 screws to pull out. They all come out great, but there's that one that doesn't, and it gets stripped, and then you got to like mess with it. Anyway, and it's a big plate too. It's one of the last ones. But dragon's blood. And are they upside down? Yeah, they are upside down.
Which is great.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love he saves the lady, just and then moves on. Great. No, he's done so well this season. They've really amped up his just vibe. And yeah, Dragon's Blood, beautiful. Keep that up. And then you get the Into Darkness / Discovery, which in this context makes sense. Not that it didn't Into Darkness, because that was the whole point of the scene. But yes, they just have a standard helmet, standard spacesuit. Airsuit. And it turns on a special navigational viewer.
HUD, heads-up display.
Yeah, which also has which also links to the ship scanners, because they're able to scan in on the main ship sensors, because they've got no view screen anymore, or even a space to have a window. So he is the new view screen. I like he's taking charge because it's good for his strength of character. I don't know why the helms officer isn't doing the helms officering, because he hasn't flown this ship before, and they've flown it for years conceptually. So he's arguably not suited for the job, but it's great for the character. But why is the helms person not doing it?
And even Picard had to change stations to pilot the Enterprise through the booby trap thing. So it definitely doesn't make sense. Like what we talked about in our videos coming out about the manual steering column. At least in an insurrection, it's kind of in the middle of the bridge, so anybody can access it. Should the need to rise, it's not whooping out from the first officer's arm of his chair. But anyway, it's fine. It's a lot better than the actual joystick, in my opinion. So, 'tis what it is.
And Bryce says the original Enterprise model from the Cage Menagerie also has a big light square right in front of where the interior view screen is. So does the Parliament class. Wonder what it is. Sensors? Yes, it was a sensor palette in the original Bible for the show. Gene Roddenberry and Matt Jeffrey said it was a sensor palette. They said it wasn't a window.
They made that. Yeah, they clarified it.
In the original show, so that's the end of that discussion. And it was removed from Masters anyway, so that hasn't been canon for 15, 20 years. The Parliament has it, but as we said, same as this, it's just a sensor palette. So no, sorry, Bryce. So you can trust us here. We do know a lot about ships. That's kind of been our thing for years. We've had this discussion many a time. So no, sorry. But yeah, this joystick. What I like about it, but besides the fact that it's a bit more natural feeling, although coming out of his chair, like you say, should have been a separate thing. I like that Mike McMahon did an interview with Will Wheaton, which is definitely worth checking out. The end of season interview. He said that in the second or third episode that they were, and obviously you've already heard the story, but they in the episode where Rutherford was changing divisions and he was doing command training, and he had to do one of these maneuvers they never heard of, and one of the maneuvers, I believe the JMO maneuver, accidentally killed all of the nurseries and injected them into space, and it was obscene. And in that same scene, Ransom says, "Oh yes, I love. I used to pilot. I love the feeling of a throbbing joystick in my hand, manual control." And it was very. And Mike is pretty proud of a payoff a year and a half later, because he called it. He's good at it, and he is. Nice. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of works.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. All right, I think I got my focus back.
Oh, good. Well done. Oh wow, look at that! Look at that close up. God, look at those warp coils.
Looks like you're looking at a centerfold. Like, oh, wow.
The only thing here, because I do know the ship quite well. Where's Stuart? Where'd he go? There he is. Hi, you okay, Stuart?
Hello, I'm here. Yes.
So one thing a little bit annoys me about this though, and I'm sure it's on the live now, is that the shuttle bay door is the same flush as the hull, which means they forgot the shuttle bay door there, because it would be different. It would be different. They wouldn't, you know what I mean? That would look. Or there should be a split there, something, and also. Either side of the shuttle bay doors, those are windows, and at the bottom, but here there's just hull again. So they missed a few details which should already be there. I get it, you don't notice them, but there should be stuff there. But
yeah. Let's see, Eugene. Oh, never mind. The designer guy though, $5. When I first saw the teaser for Lower Decks last year, I never thought that it would be one of my favorite Trek shows. This episode was fire.
Yeah.
And T-Bird Sci-Fi Tech throws in $5. Divest all of the magnetic plating, but every crew member is in magnetic boots. Yeah, but once they get into the ship, those get turned off, right? So.
Oh yeah, it makes sense until the danger
Just saying.
point. Now, when they leave the ship, that's the dangerous bit. Now, that's true. They maybe should have been focused on. And then two more quick comments. Thomas says, so do you think some more changes to Cerritos for next year? Yes, that ship was effed. That bridge was not... Yeah, refit. Excellent. And Pierce says, I mean, Ransom should have more experience piloting than the helms officer, as he's been in Starfleet much longer, but the helmsman likely hasn't done it as much. Yes and no. More experience. Years ago, he probably hasn't piloted a ship. If the mum hadn't in 20 years, he probably hasn't in 10 years, whereas the pilot has been piloting that day. And so what's more important? Legacy experience not on this ship, or literally you've been in your day job for years now? I think you could argue both. But was he even a good pilot? Who knows? I would just trust probably the person that knows the ship. I mean, how many pilots get to know their craft? He doesn't know the Cerritos is how it turns, how it feels, how it flies. He has no idea. He might know how an Akira flies, or a Norway, or a Miranda, but he wouldn't know a Cerritos.
Yeah. Let me get Tilly and Cindy and Rutherford. I miss my Tilly. She's coming back soon. Running through the hallway. He's getting a lot of alerts and runs into a wall. So he's got to purge his memory backups. And he does so. You see a bunch of flashbacks to Tendi and all the moments they shared together. Ooh, there's even sexy Tendi on the floor with Boimler covered in food.
And I love they celebrate.
Anyway,
I love they celebrate Happy New Year 2381, which we knew the show was in anyway. But I quite like this, like Happy New Year.
And they're drawing Ransom naked. That's interesting.
They are.
Wow. Anyway, then he shuts down, and then we get this scene of two mysterious figures. What if someone asks why he has it? We programmed that in. He'll think it was elective, and you see the drill.
Now we do a video on this, and obviously we've done the full debate then. But now, I didn't catch it when I was doing my stills, but as you call it in yours, you do see a half a frame of Rutherford, how he's injured in this, because we were saying, is it going to be the season 1 in between 1 and 2 Rutherford injured? But that is not how he looked at the end of season 1 when they ripped out half his face. So this is now, you can now confirm it is the pre-season 1 him. So this is the first time he got the implant. So the impetus being is that whatever reason for the implant was faked. He was hurt on purpose by this clandestine people to give him the implant. And you can even see whatever hurt.
Or they used his accident as an advantage too. Yeah.
But you can see that he has scars all over his body. He's quite injured, and because we've all noted he's got that scar in his eye, we thought maybe a choice because some people shave their eyebrows. But you can see he's got a big gaping scar in his eyebrow where his thing is. So that's actually
Yeah, and he's got the two cuts, two on the side of his head too, where the hair doesn't grow. So
yeah. Oh.
Eric Martin, $5. Tendi really has that green girl next door vibe going on.
Yeah. If only she wasn't so crazy.
Well, she'll calm down with age, probably.
Oh,
anyway,
Jose has a great little side comment. Ransom has insisted on piloting the shuttles, though, so maybe he has been keeping up his flying as a hobby. Yeah,
true. Yeah.
Not the same thing as the shuttles as a Cerritos, but yeah.
Certainly. Rutherford does the purge, and he says to Tendi, "But I think I remembered something that I wasn't supposed to." Anyway, moving on. So it's a great setup for season 3 for sure.
Very good setup.
And yeah, and a lot of people are probably going to forget about it, honestly.
And somehow it didn't feel contrived.
It was such a quick scene.
Somehow it felt organic and integrated. Don't know how they did that, but they did. So well done them.
Yeah. But then we get the reveal. Something we've been waiting for as Star Trek fans forever. We get to see a cetacean ops, not the cetacean ops from the Enterprise D or Gas class, but we got to see a California class version. And I did check with Mike McMahon on Twitter. It is confirmed they are beluga whales. They are not dolphins. So there you go. But it was great to see cetacean ops. What's cetacean ops for? Well, if you watched our Galaxy class 3-parter, we actually talked about it. Dolphins and whales live in a 3D environment. They're underwater. So they are used to help aid in navigation for exploration in a 3D environment that is space. And they are sentient, so they do communicate with the crew. They are members of the crew. And that's what their job is. Navigation, aiding in navigational problems. So there you go. The Ronin, though, $5. Hey, guys, love the finale. Loves when they tell Mariner off. I love Mariner, but it's good when her friends call her out for her BS. That's what friends should do.
Well, the thing is, there was obviously a certain amount of, she knows more, let's not rock the boat. But they've all gained a lot of confidence, so they are able to say, stop, bullshit. So that just shows they're all grown together, which is really important. Also, we're not there yet, but yeah, definitely.
Are you okay, Samuel?
Yes.
Okay, because your eyes are kind of losing focus. It's like, are you okay? Are you passing?
I what?
There we go. Oh, wake up, Samuel. Samuel, wake up.
The combat fell off.
Hope you didn't remember anything you're not supposed to.
And I am Commander Cockings. Welcome back. So, Stuart, what did you think of Season 10? Season 2, Episode 10? Sorry, I was late to the live, Stuart. I know I'm an hour and a half late, but what do you think then of this
Season 1, Episode 3? Where have you been? You been in the future?
Citation Ops?
Citation Ops? What are you talking about? It's not even a thing. I mean, it's in the blueprints and the tech manual for the Enterprise D, but...
Hold on.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm quarantinely charged.
Oh, those damn chronotons, man.
And you know what?
I like chronotons on my Caesar salad, but Sorry.
So anyway, citation ops. I guess it can equate to crazy. That's fair. It's good. I'm a little bit disappointed. It's just a redress of engineering, but it's fun. It's fine. Looking forward to the episode, and the dolphins, Lieutenant Junior grade dolphins are great. They're horny, probably.
Not dolphins. They're whales.
They're not very horny, but they're friendly, real friendly.
They like humans. They got a fetish, probably. Who knows?
That's why they joined Starfleet.
It's kind of a shame that the Universal Translator. It's kind of a shame the Universal Translator doesn't translate for them, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess we know enough about dolphins to just understand them.
No, well, I don't know. What do you already think everyone's learned dolphin then? A whale? No, I think they are translating. It's just we as the audience, they're not giving. It's funnier to have them go "krr" than have a.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a weird one. I didn't think so that.
Turd Ferguson throws in $5 at Trekyards. Maybe the people operating on Ruth are the species who experimented on Picard episode Allegiance.
Oh.
No. Somehow doubt that.
Oh, you mean the
one with the 4 of them in the room, I believe.
No, what? Those are aliens. Yeah, you're right. Those aren't.
Because it's not schisms he's talking about.
No.
Libby Julius, $5. Wouldn't people ask why Stewart got a terrifying spy robotic pug for? Man, don't worry, he'll think he adopted it. Oh yes, I did adopt it.
And T-Berg has a phenomenal point. I want to predict that 10D will work with the Rebel Vulcan in the Science Division in Season 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's actually... That would be a hell of a dynamic. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, Mariner says, "I'm gonna go do this thing. I'm gonna save the ship." I love the whales are like, "Wait, Mariner's daughter? Keep up, you idiot!"
Yeah, keep up. And then the other one's like, "Hey, Rutherford, you look like sweaty. You should come in and swim." I already said that. You should keep up, Matt.
Look, Matt, stop trying to get your friends into hot tub water with you, Matt. Please, stop trying to get them unclothed.
Matt, what the hell?
In just Matt, please. We don't all want to go skinny dipping or whatever, Matt.
True. But the manual release clamp is down below, and unfortunately, they're like, "Can't these two do it?" And they all get all pissed off. And they're like, "Yeah, no, it wasn't designed for flippers." So, I mean, you've got these things in the tank all day doing their thing. That's their job. That's where they live. That's whatever it is. Give them prosthetics that they can slip the fins into and have like a robotic hand attachment at the end if you need to do that. Or just make it fin accessible. It's at the bottom of a goddamn hole in a long tunnel underwater. Just saying. Might be helpful.
Now the accessories, yes, that's an obvious thing. It's shocking that they don't, but we'll get into a reason why it's not made for them in a minute. But I quite like that. Yeah, Mariner says, "I'm going to go do it," and they say, "No, we've got this. Boiler is absolutely fine. He's got this. He's a competent officer. Don't worry." And obviously, in season 1, it would have been Mariner, but that's a nice play on. Now you go and deal with, because if we do die, you don't want to lose the war with your mum. You want to be on a good place. You go do that, and we'll keep the safeties off, etc. So that was quite good. And Boylan was like, "Yep, pretty." I mean, he's nervous, but still, he does it without any hesitation, which shows bravery.
And even Tendi gets pissed at Mariner.
Oh,
go apologize to your mother. Right now we're headed into Apollo Crazy Space 3, and I just want to make sure that we survive. So make sure your mom doesn't get us killed.
Yeah, it says, we're your family. Because, we all know the relationship. This isn't season 1 anymore. We know the truth of these connections. And then one of my favourite little moments, so he's going down with the whales. He's like, because he knows these people. Like, these are just crew members. "Hey, guys, are you doing anything for Picard Day?" And they're like, "No, that's for babies."
Freeman Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's for calves. Yeah.
So even the whales don't need their children. It's just great. That's good.
And Mark Lawrence throws in $5. Although the beluga whales will rank them. Yes, they do. They're lieutenant commanders.
Oh, that would have been great. They should have said sir, shouldn't they?
And Shannon.
Stuart, they should have said sir.
Yes.
"Sorry, sir, we can't come and skinny dip. Sorry, sir." That would have been obvious, yeah.
Come in and skinny dip. That's an order. Sorry, we got other things to do right now.
I'll call Marshall for
Nash,
that.
$5. Shannon Nash, $5. LOL, give the belugas humanoid power suits. There you go. Have them walking around the ship. That'd be great.
Yes. But the people ask for new poll. So Cerritos without his hull plating. Oh my. Or swipe left. 87% on one, 13 on the other. Actually pretty close to the previous poll we did. So cool. Mm-hmm. And I'll do another one about citation ops. But briefly though, having watched this, and I said this during our previous thing, but now we can look at the visuals. I don't think, like, it's just a tunnel, right? It's just a corridor just underwater, happens to be underwater, because that's where this is exactly where the thing is. Outside the hull, inside the hull, it just happens to be. But this tunnel would be hard pressed to have the whales go in it comfortably, and then there's nowhere for them to turn around. So it's not even the space isn't designed for them. And in a minute, he literally goes between two pipes, so they even couldn't get that far. So literally isn't. Yeah. I mean, we can see there's literally this thing. So they can't. This isn't a space.
Poorly designed, though. Then poorly designed. The engineers should be ashamed of themselves whoever designed this.
But that's why it's not. That's why the flippers aren't relevant, because it's not even barely he can get through. It's mega emergency.
Taylor T though puts in $5. Loves the incitation ops and Captain Gomez being kind to her ensign. Wonder what Billups meant by our warp core is twice as fast as any other ship. He's an engineer. He's passionate. He's upset. He's just every engineer loves their ship, and will always say things like that. So. Anyway, yeah, Boimler's trying to get the thing, do its thing. Ransom's doing his thing. And I love when we see the RCS thrusters fire. And that was really great. But yeah, I mean, Mariner comes up. She apologizes for being a jerk. And this is where we get that line about, I don't know why I turn everything into a fight. I think it's because one time after the academy I was in, and she gets cut off. Because her mom says, no time for emotional bids, Ensign. I was being a jerk too. Now post up. So.
I know it's a serious moment, but read her line again. The Mariner's line.
Mariners?
Yep.
Yeah, she says, I don't know why I turn everything into a fight. I think it's because one time after the academy I was in...
Every time I hear that, I just keep thinking the phrase, one time at band camp. That she's meant to be saying that instead.
One time at band camp? Yeah. Eric Martin, $2. Tunnel reminds me of the end of U571. Probably meant to, honestly. But yeah. So she goes up to where Jen is. They're both lookouts and calling out asteroids and stuff for ransom. And then we get down back again to Boimler. He's still tugging on it and finally releases it, but cuts his suit in the process. And then the plate flies off, and I swore to God it was going to hit the deflector and cause some kind of explosion or something, but it misses the deflector. But the way they had that set up looked for sure like that was going to happen. And so they power everything down. All the yellow cards go off. It gets dark in the tunnel where Boimler is, but he's cut his suit, and his suit begins filling with water. So not a good deal.
Yeah, escalates once again. Things go from bad to worse,
Yep.
and he drowns a bit. Back to the ship.
Oh, I should have done the photo focus thing now. Samuel.
Are you okay, Stuart? Don't drink. Don't have the water. Yeah, and it is an impressive ship to see fly. And you don't really get a sense during the thing, but yeah, rocks are flying in and hitting the bridge. The ship is getting damaged.
You see the cracks in his. You see cracks in his visor later. Yeah.
Yeah, it is exponential, and I really do like Mariner and Jen being the lookouts. Although it does kind of make you think that the three people that back the bridge, two high-skilled tactical officers and the chief engineer, don't do a darn sausage. What can they do? But
yeah.
But hey, Ransom man, he rose to the occasion.
Yeah.
Boy.
This is great though. The beluga whales save Boimler, and they're like, he's not breathing. His blowhole's broken. Don't let him dry out. Spray him with water. Yeah. I just love it.
I mean, it's their context. It's all good. But mention your thing about the Zindi, because I love that point. I love to get Pool's opinion on this.
Oh, there are other aquatic species around, and a lot of people have kind of made the suggestion that'd be cool to have an aquatic Zindi in there, and I agree. Because yeah, I mean, the whales, dolphins, they're sentient, they're working, they're doing their jobs. Yes, have another species in there as well. One that can actually maybe get out, walk around, communicate. That'd be cool. Kind of like a swamp man thing. But yeah, the Zindi aquatic would be the natural choice. But
yeah, no, I thought it was a really good idea.
Let's see. Yeah, so he's dodging asteroids left, right, and center.
Pretty actiony, but he can't actually dodge everything. It's too dense, and so the ship is getting damaged. I love Jen's space helmet. The little. It's lovely attention to detail.
That's a callback to Discovery as well. Remember Magic to Make the Zenith Man Go Mad episode where Mud comes aboard in a spacesuit, and it's an Andorian spacesuit, so it's got the little things.
I don't know if it's a callback so much as it would have to have it so they included it, because those things are like this, her like this. Like, I think it's just more a logical thing.
Yes.
I don't think that's a reference per se, but it's nice that they didn't need to. She could have kind of twirled them, whatever. That was just a nice touch of detail. Yeah.
But then they get slammed by a pretty big asteroid chunk.
Except the warp. Why is engineering fully powered and why is sickbay fully powered?
It's not fully powered. Everything looks like low power because it's not bright. But yeah, and sickbay, of course, you would assume maybe better, better shielded.
Yeah, you'd assume both things would have to be deep inside their respective hulls. And obviously, if he's firing RCS thrusters, there's power. And if he's scanning, he's not using his... Like, I doubt he's... no offense, but his spacesuit isn't able to scan all the way into the field. And like, he's using sensors, you know? It's just the magnet...
Well, he's using Rutherford... Or he's using Jennifer and Mariner as sensors. Because they're calling out the asteroids.
Well, yeah.
He's got a few, like, locked on in the thing.
I suppose, yeah. But at least RCS thrusters. At least he's still using...
Yeah.
You know... But I guess so was Picard in the episode, so it's consistent. It just felt a bit weird to suddenly cut to them being powered.
Then Mariner like flies off into space, and Boimler comes back to life.
Yes, and of course the best time for to celebrate almost dying is a skinny dip. Obviously.
Say that again. Sorry, you kind of cut out there.
And obviously, skinny dipping, best thing to celebrate an almost a surviving person.
Yes. Oh my god. Anyway, yes. Jen saves Mariner's life.
Well, hold on. You missed one last thing. What does Boimler see past the veil of death?
Oh, God,
the great
koala
really of the sky.
Yeah. Best not to talk about that.
And her acting is a little bit like, ooh, you saw the secret. It's nice to reference it. You know, I love the great koala that controls the universe. It's so insane. God, yeah, she goes up the bridge. That's a great shot, though. Look at that scale.
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
Wow. And it is a good tension moment. I mean, you know she'll be fine, but it is a good build. And I guess the logic here is that their magnetic boots aren't enough to attract, because they obviously are magneticed right now. And you get that great side visual with the lightning. That was beautiful. Beautiful moment.
But then you see his helmet getting cracked by things, and, you know, it's very, very much Star Trek Into Darkness, where it's like, you see the cracks going.
Which in theory means he could die at any second.
Yep.
And so he's still, it's a great tension build. And then so they're like at the end of it, and they cut back. The Not Excelsior is right on the ship, around the planet. Although, note, the Impulse and Bassards are kind of glowing. They should be black. Just a slight note. As someone who lights ships all the time, there's like, you can now see there are lit elements on the hull. There are glowing things. So I guess they have got some power back up, because there's now some glowing things. You see up the skylight, and she makes
tumbling.
And she makes an absurd comment of, if you go to the back of the ship, you might be safe. What a non. It'll take you got 5 minutes. You can't travel across the ship without turbulence in 5 minutes.
It gives them something to do, so they're not distracted by what's in front of them. They're running for their lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Nonsensical, and B, you're tumbling. So tumbling. Oh no, the back hit first.
Once they hit the atmosphere, they start to do this, though. They don't. They don't keep tumbling. So.
But it was you've only got like 3 more lines with this actor. It's such a non-line. It's such a waste of a line. But I like no, we'll stay. We'll all die together. And then a dramatic fireball into the atmosphere. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? You kind of feel it.
Like, ooh, exciting! The fireworks for first contact. Awesome.
Although that I thought was a bit odd, because they said, let them scan us first.
Yeah.
So they have to be warp capable to make first contact.
Yeah.
And so, yet they're so like, look, like I said, a shooting star, but they would know it was, those civilians might.
They know it's the ship, but they don't know if the ship comes in and lands, or what the situation is necessarily. Yeah.
All aliens come in as fireballs, uncontrolled fireballs. That's just their way.
Anything entering an atmosphere is going to create a fireball. So even if the ship comes into land, it's still going to look like that. So that's probably how their re-entry ships come in.
I suppose. And obviously, why would civilians know that they've been tumbling for 22 hours towards our planet? I mean, but it would have been nice if they had some like ships in orbit. It's a warp-capable planet. Why can't they stop the ship? Which actually, that's a plot hole. They should have tractor beams or cables. They should have something to intercept. Because otherwise they're just letting their own planet get blown up. Because they're only 5 minutes away, and they say catastrophic damage. So there you go. I did find a plot hole. Boo.
Not really, because they don't necessarily have the tech or the know-how or the knowledge of what Starfleet's capable of. And maybe this is a whole plan. That's how they come in, tumbling. It's like the welcome tumble to the Federation. You don't know.
that's a hell of a. If they've invented warp, they're smart enough to know a ship without power floating on a planet for 22 hours is not intentional.
It's a non-thing. I wouldn't harp on it too much, man.
It's just it makes them seem dumb, but whatever. But then you get the beautiful red to blue, beautiful moment, and
and you hear the hum of the tractor beam.
And our guys, our lower deck guys, save this big brave ship.
I love how the cell detached, but they catch it too.
Yeah. And then, boy, we cut back to that bridge, and that is a trashed bridge. They risked everything for these people and a planet. That's Starfleet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, boy, the fact they say no one died, I'm like, oh, my God, you lucky effers. Jesus, you lucky. Wow.
I want to know what happened to Sonia Gomez, because they do say she's recovering nicely. I'm glad she didn't, insist on doing first contact. I like doing first contact thing. So I wonder what happened to her. She was just sitting in her chair. Was she injured? Was she shell shocked from what had happened? I don't know. It just kind of bugs me.
Also, briefly, the Ryan says, warp cable Earth at the time of the Phoenix wouldn't manage to do anything either. Think about that. Well, that's one dude in the forest invented warp drive. Okay, yes, if one random alien did warp drive, fine, but we assume it was a planetary science experiment, in which case they have a warp drive ship, which means they probably have more ships, etc. So yes, if it's like just one guy invented it, fine, but normally you don't first contact unless it's a planet is ready, not a guy in a field, in which case they would have ships that already can go to their own planetary system.
That was a Vulcan thing. Federation, they have had people on the planet for years studying them, as we saw in First Contact, the TNG episode.
Yeah.
So yes, there's a procedure now. So
they're ready, which means they're ready. And imagine the next trying to stop an Excelsior-sized ship with grapplers. Yeah, they had 22 hours. They could have sent a ship out there easily, quickly. I mean, the ship was only tumbling at full impulse. It would take a few minutes to get there. Grapple them slowly. Yeah, it wouldn't be hard. Doesn't matter if it's bigger. There isn't that sort of momentum in space. You just have to latch on and then reverse thrust. It would be straightforward.
Threefold Path puts in 5 pounds and says maybe she spilled hot coffee on herself. That would have been great too if they're doing their thing, they're approaching the planet, she's got a hot coffee in her hand, and that's when the debris hits and she spills it all over like her first officer or something.
So what you're saying is they're doomed, but they can get one system back online in time, the replicators.
Yes.
You might as well have a coffee.
Yes.
But then it should be hot chocolate. Yeah, exactly. My last meal will be hot chocolate.
Chocolate. Hot.
But I gotta say though, I really like the art design of this planet. Don't those buildings look like the weird ship that's the Chariot class, the top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I quite like them for that. And I really like these guys. I like the vibe. I like they're friendly. It's a lovely little scene. It's such a nice payoff to the character. I don't know if
you... welcomes you. We must drink. Yes.
So not friendly. Just that. We must drink. It's great. Yeah. It's lovely.
Speaking of lovely, the next shot is amazing. All the ships in orbit, the Oberth, there's a Parliament class there.
There's another California, a blue. Never seen blue before.
Yeah, we have. We've seen all the colors.
Have we?
Yeah, we saw blue in season 1.
Oh, I thought
saw a blue and a red one.
Oh, I thought we only saw red. But yeah, what a fleet. This definitely reminds you of Generations when the whole fleet comes in to sort of save the day, which is great. Although, boy, that's Cerritos. That ain't going anywhere fast. You can't warp. No. So that ship's going to be there a while. I mean, I don't think an Oberth can fix it quick enough. So they're there a while.
Oliver Lavery Farag throws in 5 pounds. The only thing that distracted me was how does the ship still have life support if all the systems are down? Yeah, life support and gravity. Yeah, totally agree.
I would assume... But we assume this about a few things, that there would be some like emergency panel that you could take off and have a chemical reaction oxygen. And then you'd have that. That wouldn't be EMP affected. But that's just that's a leap, but my god, you need to have stuff that can survive EMPs. Are you kidding? You need to.
Threefold Path throws in £5.
Thank you.
They fix the replicators to make a cup of coffee, but unfortunately, it tastes like black licorice.
At that point, they're desperate. Yeah.
Liquid black licorice. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
I need to grab some water because I'm absolutely dying. So I'll let you read that and I'll jump off.
Yes. Command line Vulpine, $5. I think the reason the Cerritos Warp Core is so big is it has the power to tow much larger ships, like it does here. Yeah, I mean that's its job. So that's also why I think that the hull plating coming off might be unique to this kind of ship. I don't think you're ever going to see a Sovereign or a Galaxy class pulling all the plating off for something like this. This is a ship that comes in to repair and help other ships. So if it needs a couple of plates, they pull them off their own ship, patch up the other ship, and away they go. I don't know. I think that'd be a cool thing. We're going to need to ask Mike about that when we talk to him. So,
in terms of, it's not the amount of power you can put through it. A warp core generates an insane amount of power. You don't need anywhere near that for a tractor beam. It's how many emitters and how powerful the emitters are. Nothing to do with warp core power. You can't just keep channeling power, and it's like the phasers. There's only so much power you can put through the emitters. You know, space dock phasers are exponentially bigger than a ship's because they can power more through emitters. So it wouldn't have anything to do with that. Now, it might have something to do with a ship at warp and enough power to tractor a big ship. But for something like this, sublight, it wouldn't make any difference at all. And besides, you wouldn't want to tractor a ship at high warp. That's just dangerous. If a ship needs to be tractored, it would need to be, low warp. So I get what you mean, but I wouldn't quite. I think that's another reason for it.
SWTX Chaser says Enterprise episode Shuttlepod 1, they had an O2 making candle. No, the candle burns oxygen, and they said it would be like extra 11 minutes or something off.
In order to be warm.
Yeah, in order to be a little warm. So it was a trade-off. Be a little warm or have a few extra minutes at the end. I would pick the warmth personally myself, but it didn't create O2.
Right, back in a moment.
Yes. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. Likewise, we have 224 likes, 230 people here, guys. Let's get to 230 likes if possible. That's 6 more likes. I'm sure 6 of you haven't hit that like button. If you could, please do. It would be amazing. As for super chats, I mean, you guys have been doing really fantastic. So at this point, it's kind of a race for that last super chat slot. If you want it, honestly, another $20 would be fantastic. If you want, we're going to be asking for your scores soon, where you score this out of 10 for the season and for the lower decks as a whole. So if you want to do that, super chat that as well, that'd be awesome. Just to kind of get that last super chat slot and to be able to let us know your thoughts on that. So, yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Hit that like button, guys, and start the super chat onslaught for scoring.
God, that's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to see
and
the
last
scores
super chat slot as well.
And then we see a wheelchair, which is unusual. And actually, it's the other crew that gets more hurt than our crew.
Yep.
And apparently the Bajoran guy has been in that chamber. Because I remember from the first episode or the second one. Apparently he's always in the cutaways. To make a joke out of it, which I didn't quite catch, but how quaint.
Oh, yeah. Every time I get out of here, boom, hit by an asteroid, right back in. Anyway, this is where we get the whole thing with Tindy. Tiana says, you master everything you put your mind onto. It's unsettling. And you shouldn't be treating phaser burns. I'm moving you into senior science officer training. Like to work on the bridge? Like Jadzia Dax? Who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is. I meant like Spock. More experiments, away missions. Think you can handle it?
That was more like in season 3, everybody, you're going to see more Tendi doing cool things, right? Right.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like a character reboot, like lady from Tilly. Tilly. Where she's mastered medical, and so they're putting her to science, and it's a promotion, and it's what do they say, command science. It's like, when she ever shown science acumen? It seems very strange. I think they just realised there's only so much they can do. Kind of means the Doctor won't be in as much, which is sad, unless there's more medical emergencies in general. But I love the idea of someone said earlier about it being because the Vulcan characters are going to come on and they're going to be a double act. That I could see being beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Both being sort of not cultural norms, of that in common. So that I mean it's a weird bit, but it just feels like we're explaining a character a reboot. But
yeah,
that's okay. She hasn't ever done that much medical in the grand scheme, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And Jason Hall says the dolphins the best part of the ship. Well, they're not dolphins; they're beluga whales, confirmed by Mike McMahon.
Yeah, I love the Judge reference. That was great.
Yeah.
Or lack of reference, I mean.
Shane Ackery, $2.
Thank you.
Anyone notice the Toy Cerritos had the orange hull?
Yes, that was called out. It was as being built. Beautiful, beautiful build. And that also we'll see now in retrospect, which is great. Yeah. Very looking forward to that.
And Greg puts in $5.
Thank you.
The belugas were subtitled. Does that mean the universal translator doesn't work with their language and the other crew members understand them? It's very vague. I mean, in Star Trek 4, they say that the universal translators can't replicate whale speak. It would just be gibberish. So it is what it is. Yeah.
But I also don't think I think it's probably more sensible to make a translation program than to have every Starfleet officer learn a full whale language. So I think it's just it would have been more weird to have a weird artificial voice for them. I'm fine with that.
I Am Misi throws in $10.
Oh, thank you.
Submarines in current day have special candles that they burn, which does release oxygen. Chlorate candles. Maybe they have something more advanced, I assume, than that. That would be possible. Yeah, absolutely.
Fun. I like it.
If they didn't have something like that, it would be odd. SVS Guru 2000 puts in £5 or €5. Sorry. Question: why were they welding shut the doors in Jeffrey's tube hatches? That's a good question. I kind of wondered that myself. Why she was welding the Jeffrey's tube thing shut? I don't know. It could be because since all the power was down, there would be no force fields in case something happened. So instead of risking the chance that the doors might open because there's no power keeping them closed necessarily, weld them shut so that at least maintain the air tightness.
Yeah.
Because the force field wouldn't pop up. I don't know.
You need to have some redundancy. It also shows why they need a real refit because they've just sealed shut half their ship. This ship is not in a fit state to do much else. But no,
But Dr. Tiana hugs her and purrs. I like this. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a good choice. And Captain Picard Freeman. No, Captain First Contact Day. Happy First Contact Day.
Yeah. Fleet Pause here, $2.
Hey.
Leg one of my trip done. Made it safely to LaGuardia. That was a quick flight. Jesus.
It's been a long life, Stuart. One or the other.
Both? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hope you've been well.
Welcome back.
Well.
Robert Westfield says, I think you mean Star Trek 3. No, I mean Star Trek 4. Star Trek 4 has the whales, not Star Trek 3. So, no, I mean Star Trek 4. Anyway, the captain's drunk, and Ransom seems to get a good kick out of that.
Synthahol. Real drunk is a luxury.
Yeah. We find out that the Archimedes repairs are going smoothly. And, of course, that's when my computer decides to say, screw you. Anyway, and Captain Gomez is recovering nicely. So, from what? I don't know, but there you go. And Freeman says, it was kind of her to let me finish the mission. No ego on that one.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Because not all... I mean, sure, I feel like that captain would be quite content. She's got her job. She's got in charge. Yeah, I've done 3 first contacts this year. You got this.
Yeah. We get the Mariner Jen scene, which, I think there's something going on there. Jen apologized for jerk all year, but she thought Mariner hated her, and Mariner's like, yeah, well, with people I think with people I like, I maybe go out of my way to force some distance. So, and I like Jen how she clarifies. So, what I'm taking away from all this is that you like me. No, shut up, come on. And then they hold hands and walk over to Boimler's
Well,
table.
and to be full clarity, she grabs her hand and pulls her.
Yes.
But definitely, I mean, I mean, I definitely got the context. I wouldn't have so much if she hadn't have said about her butt earlier. It feels like the schoolyard where you hate somebody but you really quite fancy them, and the way Jen says, "Oh, you like me?" Like, come on.
Yeah.
You don't talk that way just in this platonic. Like that. There's subtext there, and it's cute. I see them.
Mm-hmm.
They're a cute couple, and I always want more Andorians. Andorians are a great classic species.
Yeah. And then the whole good congratulations, Boimler, and Boimler was like, anybody would have done the same. Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Humble Confidence. Anyways, then he asks if her mom noticed the decorations. He's like, yeah, she probably assumes children did them, so he runs. And Jen's like, huh, I like that guy. So I don't know if they're setting up like a Jen interested in Boimler for a while in season 3.
Well, threefold path sounds like a love triangle for season 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Mariners has any interest in Boimler, though. That's the thing. I don't.
Well,
It's
love
not a
triangle,
in that case.
for Jen.
Well, maybe, yeah. Maybe.
She can pick and choose. Because you can imagine, since a big part of this episode was Mariner, you need to let people in. Well, Andorian hottie right there. But I also do like we like our main 4 lower decks but crew members, but they've obviously developed the crew massively in season 2. And so the way she's like, oh, hey, Brad. And it's very friendly because she properly met him and got to know him during the command thing. So you feel sort of building connection with the whole team. And it'd be kind of nice if she, like, well, you say that, but it's like with the black guy, the big guy, Jet. Like that, nice to be more recurring. But then, 10 seasons, they'll be more recurring. But it's a good little play. He does. He saves the ship. Very Federation of him. Good job.
And Olivia Julius, $5. Fleet Pod got back, and suspiciously, while he was gone, the Puggy homeworld blew up by a one-time use bomb. Coincidence?
And Matt Boardman is here finally. Matt, please go back. Scroll.
He's been here the whole time.
Did he see the Matt bit we talked about? I didn't see any.
I
didn't see any. Matt, we name drop you heavily. Go back to the point where they talk about the reveal of the dolphins being called Matt, and you might enjoy that moment. Just saying.
Yeah, he actually said that last night in my live. He's like, I'm happy one of them was named Matt. I got a kick out of that. So. Yeah.
And then you get to the captain, because there's Starfleet people who've arrived. Oh yeah, just good Starfleet people, and they say, oh yes. She'll, if you're going to get promotion, they'll definitely sure now, given all your great actions. And you get this lovely crew feel. Everyone's drinking together. You get a lovely big wide shot.
Yeah, she says, don't toast me, to the Cerritos.
Yeah.
Cerritos strong, yes.
Which is lovely. And then I love how in the background of the audio mix, Rutherford says, I love you, Cerritos!
Yes. Yeah.
Which is great.
But she says, I'm turning down the promotion if I can't take my crew with me, it's the best crew around and all that jazz.
And how Riker of her is that?
Yeah.
And everyone's so legitimately shocked. It's lovely. And then you have this extra... They've animated everyone in this one moment. The beauty, like, look at the team. Everyone's got a bit more sheen and polish, and, like, everyone's at their best pose. It's nice, like, this is my family. This is my team. Good job.
But then we get introduced to Commander Mando, who's kind of an asshole.
Oh, he's not. He's just security. His job is to be secure. And I gotta be honest, I did notice their phases right away. I don't know if you did.
I did, yes.
I was just like, oh no. And they're not lower decks phases. You can see they're they have similar emitters. They are actually proper phases in proper holsters. Which is lovely, because they'd never have holsters or proper phases in lower decks, which again shows they're not the same. They're different phases. Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh no, Stuart. Oh no.
I like how she's like, I'll have to stop you right there. I'm not leaving the Cerritos. I'm afraid you don't have a choice. I'm like, oh, there's some kind of top secret mission they're going to send her on. Ah, okay. But she's like, I'm turning down that promotion. And gets the handcuffs on. We find out, she's under arrest for destruction of the Packwood planet.
And Matt didn't hear it, the whole Matt thing. Yeah, go back and look at the scene where we say they're called Matt. It's a whole thing. He was on a work call. Yeah, what did you think when this happened? The sudden twist. How did you feel?
I didn't give a shit. I was like, this is stupid. She obviously didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
It didn't surprise. It didn't. Everybody's like, oh, that cliffhanger, and I'm like, this is not best of both worlds cliffhangers, guys. This will be easily resolved. Yeah, it didn't affect me at all. So
got me more than, I guess. I felt more like a punch to the gut, because it's just such an abrupt whatever. And she's so confident, and also, you know, although, well, is it destroy planet? Yes, no, but destroying the Packard homeworld, what a ballsy move, and I don't like it.
I think they're gonna send. I think that's gonna end up turning into a time travel episode where she travels back in time to stop it.
Oh wow! Okay, I would never.
That's what I think is gonna happen in season 3. So we'll talk speculation on season 3 in another live, I'm sure. But
because I was just like, damn, Packard's story over, or now they're in revenge mode. Like I was like, damn, that's a introduce them and now you're gonna destroy a planet. Jesus Christ! But no, am I right? The guy's meant to be English. Like that's his accent.
English.
Security man, an English accent.
Probably. Don't know.
I think it is. Not sure. But yep, she gets taken away, and you know, don't tell my crew. Oh, they're all so supportive. And oh.
Yeah.
And they're everyone we know. Yeah, all these characters actually. They're all like the best of. And boy, the moment. It ain't good. This hits hard. I mean, it's such a good moment, and then it just, oi. And they leave.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
for sure that moment.
It's a strong ending because you're stuck here without a captain, without an idea, without a mission. You've just saved a ship, saved a planet. It was a good day. And then it just fades out on the you know, rubbished out ship, the damaged ship, into the speck of black, and there's like, oh damn.
Yeah. The thing is, it didn't grab me. It didn't bother me at all. If Starfleet can't figure this out, that she wasn't involved, then it's a dumb cliffhanger in my opinion. But that's me. So
as Michael Mann said in an interview, it's not as simple as what you think. She does actually genuinely not like the Packlards, and there's something to that. So, I mean, come on, Mike is a smart guy. Of all the people, he's got a plan. You know, it isn't just going to be.
It's going to be resolved in 2 or 3 episodes in season 3, and then she's going to be back to be captain. It's pretty, you know.
Well, no, just like the Titan, it's gonna. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, where are we here?
So, guys, now is, I believe, the time then to put in your scores. Super chat for Stuart to read, non-super chat for me to read, and we really would love to know your guys' thoughts on this, especially. We'd very much like to know.
Yes. Score out of 10 for the season and score out of 10 for Lower Decks, please, if possible. So super chat those. Last super chat slot's still a thing, so if you guys want to scoop it, by all means.
What do you think final super chat goal is? Because it's season finale. Let's end on a bang.
I'm gonna let you call that one because
okay,
I don't want to have to.
Oh right, yeah. 55. So 10 5s if you can. There you go, 55.
There you go. All right, so.
And do you like the episode? Do you like the episode any different now that we've done the full review? Change any mind? Any whatever?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
This one's a rock solid episode for me. The amount of ship porn is fantastic. New ship, you get the Cerritos doing its thing, showing us its inner hull. You know, always love that kind of thing. Plus some really great storytelling, all in 29 minutes. Like this was such a Star Trek episode. We got a space dock sequence. We got so much really cool stuff. Got Sonia Gomez back, which is no big deal for whatever reason, but
yeah, she was definitely okay at best. Could have been anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell she's not a voice actor as her main profession because she doesn't really, you know, some people in audio dramas, like, they can act everything in their voice. She can't. Or she couldn't that day. So she was okay, but, You know, you look at how Marinette Boimler can like put it all in the performance. She was an actor trying to do voice. It's different.
What the hell was I saying?
We said Gomez wasn't the best.
Yeah. Just lost my train of thought with the tangent. Yes. Jen, the Jen thing resolved was cool. It's going to be interesting how that goes into season 3. They're definitely paving a road for season 3, which I like, with the Rutherford side storyline, with the implant, with the Captain Freeman stuff, and with the Jen Mariner thing going to be a thing. And Tendi as well. She's going to be a new role, learning new things on the bridge, probably on more away missions. So that's cool. Everybody got something to do, and it didn't lag in any areas. It actually all worked together. The only thing I'm a little disappointed in is the fact that they didn't take advantage of it being animation, and just saying because the EMP took out all the power on the Archimedes, that they should have been floating, or at least in the gravity boots or something. That would have been a nice touch. Oxygen was also running low, so life support and gravity was gone, so they were, that would have been neat. But other than that, I think it was a fantastic piece of work. I love seeing the ship do its thing with the plating. Cetacean Ops, finally, after all these years, and all the teases we've got from it, from Lower Decks, to finally see it and get introduced to the 2 beluga whale crew members was awesome. The tie-ins of the view screen and the manual control column and all that was fantastic as well, and well done. That's how it should be used. So there was a lot of great stuff here. So, in conclusion, for season 2 of Lower Decks, this is going to get a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
For all of Lower Decks, I was also going to give it a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to lower it to 9.8 out of 10. It's by far my favorite episode for multiple reasons, and it's going to take something really special to beat this one for me. So, yeah, there you go. Very high scoring from me.
Although, if you were to say season 3, episode 6 was 9.85 and then 9.857, it's like, well, the warp scale exponentially better, Well,
things can tie. They don't have to always be.
Sure. No, yeah, for me, it's a bit of a confusing one actually, because it's fantastic, but is it like the best thing ever? Because it does, almost every single scene there's something new that works, new ideas, creative ideas, interesting ideas. It's real TNG scale, it's real scope. It's probably the most Star Trekian classic style vibe that any episode have had, with a full A story, loads of B stories, but successful. So it goes beyond the Lower Decks scale into like real TNG, like it's just pulled out of that, which is impressive, and it kind of shows you want these bigger stories, but the quality of writing that you can achieve a genuine all stakes main story and yet have all these character moments successfully done, and side characters and little moments. That's incredible writing that again puts Discovery and Picard to shame, that they can achieve this much good Trek and good character in this time. It's shocking the difference in writing. Amazing. Favorite bits, the fact that it was such a strong plan to go through, the strength of the crew as a group. It really felt like a team, really felt like a powerful thing. They felt they came together. The fact there was no lower decks and higher decks, everyone was kind of all together in this. That was great, and I think that'll definitely help season 3. The grand season plotline is great, although no Titan was a big curveball. I know Mike said they wanted to have a different vibe, but like it's a setup, and there was zero payoff for the Titan at all the entire season, none. And it kind of makes me think, any excitement we had we get to see Riker and Titan before season 2 wasted. Like that was a fail. Let's be honest. The Titan stuff, like as a whole idea, not as scenes, just okay, because they were thinking they wanted to be standalone more than whatever. So that was like they really should have been the Titan at the end. Like that. Imagine if that was Riker. Riker taking her in. Like the power level of that would have been so much stronger, I think, as a moment. I mean, it was a good moment, obviously, but if that was Riker, that would have been, oh god. Or if he was left in charge, or his second in command was left in charge, or even Boimler's left in charge. Other Boimler.
I think he's going to play a pivotal. Can you leave that on, please? I think he's going to play a pivotal role in season 3, just because of the. They've been focusing on the Packlids, the Titan. So I think the destruction of Packlid Planet is going to be a major part of that investigation. So
you'd hope so, wouldn't you? You'd hope so. And yeah, very few missteps. The Tendi stuff was still good, and I look forward to all their development in season 3. It was really a combination tease for season 3 and a full TNG episode, which is confusing because that's not what this show's meant to be. Score-wise, I think I'm going to give it for this season. I think it is going to get my highest score of the season. I think that's fair. But because last week was so good in a different way, I'm going to say 9.75 for this season. It ain't perfect, because there's a few little things we worked out, but they're like tiny things. So I think that's very, very high score. And all lower decks, obviously this I really can't, I can't compare, I haven't got last season's scores. But it is right up there. I don't know if anything in season 1 would beat it, so I'm going to have to probably agree with you, 9.8. But it's just because the last 2 were so strong, whereas last season only
Cerritos strong.
Nice. Yeah. Or in fact, I'll say 9.75 just to give myself a little bit of leeway. So 9.75 for both, but that's like so strong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really, really good. And obviously a 10 is like, yes, Enterprise is a 10. This isn't quite a 10. That's just by the slightest margin. And again, if you get a 10, there's nowhere left to go, you know. So there we go, guys. Let us know your scores. Do it with super chats or with non-super chats. We'd like to get our $30, and then we are done.
All right, so going way back to George Mangram's of $5. Will Jennifer be here today and home tomorrow like Jet at the beginning of the season? Or be here today and gone tomorrow?
Oh, I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Sergeant Montgomery, $2, 9.99 out of 10. Admiral will take temp command of the Cerritos.
Oh, that could be interesting.
No, he won't.
That could be interesting.
I don't think so. Well, that would be interesting for his dynamic with Mariner, yes.
And also, he's in the quadrant. He's in the quadrant, and also he would have the right to do that if he wants to take over. And if he wants to help the Cerritos crew, like prove his wife is innocent, it would make sense to take command. I mean, I guess it's kind of like massive conflicting, like but that's a really good idea. I like that. Or Gomez, he takes over for some reason. Yeah.
Threefold Path, £5.
Thank
8 out of 10 for me. Maybe a little harsh, but not as good as last week's for me. But still very satisfied with the finale. I Am Misi, $5.
Thank you.
10 out of 10 for the season and for Lower Decks. Best episode of Trek since Voyager. Blink of an eye.
Ooh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Sturm von Alk, who's been a member for 14 months, the Riker commander, says, Packlid Planet is test run for Romulus star destruction. Ooh, there you go. But they don't stop it, though, so that's interesting. George Nees puts in €2.
Thank you.
9 for this episode, 8.5 for the season.
Wow, okay. So that means you preferred lots of season 1 more, because that's the only way that could be the case. Okay, cool.
Captain Chili Bina, $5, 9.9 out of 10. Always room to improve. So many good feels, great ship shots, great setups for next season, great character development, and great.
I'll be totally honest, though. If I liked the ship more, the Excelsior non-variant, if I thought it was a nicer looking design, I would like the episode more. It doesn't tickle my fancy.
Well, I love the ship, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if that had been a really nice Akira or Prometheus or something new that I just really liked, that would have helped. But small thing.
Yeah. Fun will now commence. Who's been a member for 15 months, the Riker commander.
Amazing.
Gives it a 9 out of 10. This is one of the best episodes of season 2. Oh, easily the best. And Command Line Vulpine, $5, 10 out of 10. Haven't felt this many emotions watching Star Trek since maybe Twilight and Enterprise.
Yeah, did you get emotional at any point? Like swelling, building, feels? Or are you okay.
I'm so desensitized to that shit.
I did.
It's very rare. It's very rare. There's nothing in this that really got me.
I got quite a few. And credit to the music. Really good soundtrack. Very epic.
Didn't even notice the soundtrack this week. Last week it was stood out for me. This week, not so much.
No, very good. Very good. Very, a lot of TNG riffs.
And Matt Deckard throws in $2. Thomas Boimler will take over the Cerritos. That would be a funny as hell.
Well, it'd be a bit of a
I don't think they'll do that though.
twisting knife. Like, it'd be fine if it was a second in command Titan and Boimler's their second in command. Be weird, but interesting. And thanks, Alec.
Yeah. Good to see you, man.
It's a bit red, but I would color grade that if I was filming it properly.
I was wearing a First Contact one to start this out, but
yeah, watch the first 10 minutes. It's quite a good bit. Well, it's a bit.
Yeah. All right, guys. 3 more likes would be awesome, and I think Sam probably wants another $20.
I mean, that would get to a really nice
possible,
number.
because right now Matt Deckard has the last super chat slot, and we really don't want Matt to have that. He's dangerous with things like that.
We'll go 4 more minutes. Can we get a super chat and light spike? We need 20.
4 more minutes.
13. 13? Math. 13 more dollars. Yes.
Yes, $13 more and 3 more likes. Sturm von Alk, though, throws in $5. Commander, any chance you do a 3D model of this updated in Excelsior design? Would love to see a realistic version of this one. It's not an Excelsior design at all. It's so different than an Excelsior. It's not even funny. You need to watch our video on Sunday.
Sunday. Tune in. I believe me, my modelers are so behind. If I had free time,
They're such lazy bastards. Some of them are even here in this chat. You're just too demanding is the problem.
I have a lot of projects, a lot of things. Maybe on my list, but there are other people that probably do it first because they have more free time. So, yeah.
And Matt says, Foley buys last super chat a drink. Absolutely, I will. Sturm von Alk, as of right now, I'm buying you a drink at some point, should we ever meet. Just remember it. That's what we should do. Last super chat slot is always get bought a drink. God damn, that gets expensive real quick.
And you were so generous of buying us drinks the other day. And of course, guys, join us for this whole week's worth of cool breakdowns. A lot of good stuff. We've already filmed a lot of stuff. Even having done a 2.5 hour stuff we haven't talked about in those videos with graphics. And next weekend's retrospective, which are always a lot of fun, as I said earlier, where we watch the entire season in one go, see all the links, see all the whatevers, see if it all makes sense, if it all connects, do the review with the alcohol, so by the end it gets even more funny, and then we can tell. I can tell Stuart what is his top 3 of this season. That's not even close to a surprise.
It's cheating that you have the scores in front of you all the time for your scoring.
It is. But I mean, Stuart, there's no guess which are your 3. Like, there are 3 easily better episodes this season. But I can tell you which is the lowest score and if those scores change in retrospect.
Libby Julius, $5. Sam is the best host ever. Wrong. George Nees, €5.
How much, Val?
I actually prefer season 2 a lot. I misheard and thought the non-episode rating was for all of Star Trek. By the way, I'm just happy I was able to join.
We're happy you are
Thank you, George.
And that makes sense.
And Area 51
puts in $2. We've stopped doing all Star Trek because it's not relevant for this. Better for TNG. Yeah.
And Area 51 puts in $2. I don't drink, but that's okay because you got sniped out by SWTX Chaser with $2 and a pew pew. So we hit our super chat goals, or our super like goals. I mean,
we're 5 away from super chat goal, which is fantastic. Yeah. And this Jericho says, I got more of a Probert concept ambassador vibe from it. Not at all. Not one bit.
Watch our video on Sunday. We got good comparisons and things to look at.
Yeah, not one bit. And even stuff Stuart hasn't seen, because he threw me stuff as we were going. I had to make graphics for after. So he hasn't seen.
It's one I'll have to watch for sure. So right now, Sturm von Alk, $5. Maybe Playmobil should make this new style Excelsior. No, they got other ships to make first. I wouldn't mind a Playmobil Enterprise D. How big would that be? Jesus Christ.
Oof. Yeah.
I think that design speaks more to the Playmobil aesthetic, though, than the TOS one does, personally. But, hey, there it is.
Thank you, guys.
We're not done. Squadron Course, $2. The modelers are awesome. Love my ship. So there you go.
Do indeed.
There you go.
So thank you guys. You guys always come out and have fun with the season finale ones. Have you had fun, Stuart, with season 2?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Prodigy next, coming out in a week. Well, we got a week off, and then we don't get rid of a week off, but we don't have to do a live next. Well, we do, but we don't have to do a episode review next week. There you go. That's it.
Although we probably end up doing a prediction for season 3.
Yeah, we'll be doing a live. We just don't have to do a review.
I see.
Captain Chili Beana puts in $2. I drink, especially if someone else is buying. And Olivia Julius throws in $2. Says, I don't drink, gotta drive. Yeah, but when you don't have to drive, then you can drink when we meet up.
Then she can't remember because she's too drunk.
That's right. And don't forget, next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend will be our drunk retrospective of Lower Deck Season 2. Where we hope you guys will join us and hang out and talk about all the episodes and kind of take a trip down memory lane as far as scoring goes and stuff.
And you should all rewatch them as well for that. Relive the experience with us. Because it's been 10 full weeks of this, guys. It's gone by like a flash, but also, thank God it's over. But unlike all the other shows, last time we had 0 break. At least we get 1 week of break in theory. Because obviously our stuff is 1 week delayed, so
yes,
we'll talk about it for an extra week.
As of November 18th, when Discovery starts, and we got Prodigy and Discovery same day, we're going to be doing live reviews of... We're already going to be doing live reviews of Prodigy on Fridays, so we might as well continue that and then do our live reviews.
No, because Discovery's going to get a ton more views, so Discovery will take over Friday and Prodigy will Monday.
Okay, we can do that. We'll shift it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that, but that's fine. We just start our Prodigy reviews on Monday. Actually, that might be better. Just start them on the after the 28th.
Well, the only issue with that then is that your retrospective is then 4 days late. We don't have a Saturday video anymore because we can't release those and not the spoiler review, and we
can.
And we don't get and we don't get the instant daily money of it just came out. So it's safer just to keep it Friday and then swap it. I think people will get it. I mean, people will turn in either way for the Friday because people know that's our review time.
I guess. Whatever.
But I'm excited. The first one's an hour long. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So, Ozzy, yes, I didn't read the non-score. Sorry. Thank you so much. That is my job. I really failed on that. Right. Quickfire. 9.5, 10, 10, 9.7, 9, 8.8, 9, 10, 9.5, 9.5, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10, 8, 10, 9, 10, 9, 9.5, 12? Marley, you can't math. 10, 10, 8.5, 9.975. I get we did there, Eric. 10, 9 out of 10, 10, 9, 10, 9. That's a lot of 10s, Stuart. That's a lot of 10s. Good job, Lodex. A lot of 10s.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Mike McMahon, who will be on our show at some point soon. We're going to be interviewing him sooner than later. So
we are real excited. We like that man a lot.
Yes. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed, all that jazz. Anyway, until next time, guys. He is Commander Cocking.
Oh my God, I'm back to normal, Stuart. It took me the whole time. And he is the amazing Captain Foley.
Thank you. And we are Team Trekyards. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys